Why are you shouting?
You see, the thing is, the word
I know.
omo can mean a million things, you know.
Yeah.
When someone says omo, when the first O is long, they say omo. Hmm. That one means something. Then there's omo. Then there's omo. Then there's omo. It's less of the word and just how you pronounce it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
just
there's
the accent or tone.
yeah, the tone, right? Then there's omo man.
Come on, man. See all this come on, man.
Omo man. There's also omo man. They're different things, man. And that's culture for you, man. It's just so many unwritten things when you're learning the language. So many unwritten things. I was listening to I forgot I should have written this down. There's something I just remembered how brilliant Yoruba language is, and learning Yoruba language has to be very difficult. Like I can't speak Igbo, so Steve, you like need
Why?
to give us context there. But I think like learning like Yoruba language, like learning it properly has to be super difficult because you have the intonations, the amiohuns, and it just changes the use of word to something else, which is crazy. Do you understand? Like
And
it
it's not
changes
related to
one
it.
word.
Yeah.
It's completely not related to it. So whether you have oko, it's just that's amiohun.
Yeah. It
Oko,
happens. It happens in Igbo
car,
too.
oko. No, oko
Yeah.
is ho. Oko, car. Oko, husband.
Mhm.
Bro, one word.
That's that.
Do you have like that kind of intonation in Igbo language as well?
We do. But I can't. I'm trying to remember now. I can't. Like none is coming to my mind. But of course, there was like that in Igbo. One word that
Man.
if you know like pronounce it differently, it means like different things. Like
hmm
yeah, same spelling. Yeah.
Same thing with like even the funny thing about the word when you now put the dots, there's O and there's O, right? In the alphabets, right? O has the dot under.
Yeah.
And then when you go oko, no, we've done when we now go to like we've done oko, when you now go to O instead of O, we just finished with O, right? You now go to O. You now go and say oko farm,
Mm-hmm.
oko penis. What else those?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those are the two I know for now. But like, it's a lot.
Oh, cool. No. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's such a interesting language. Anyways, man, just are you guys learning? Are you learning a new language?
Yes, Survivor in Nigeria. That's a language entirely new. Yeah.
You know what? Fair
Hmm.
points. Fair
Steve,
points.
you laugh.
Fair points. Fair points. Fair points. Fair points. Fair points. I can't even argue it. Very fair points. Survival is a language right now, and you have to
Yeah.
learn it quickly.
Yeah.
You have to learn it
Sharp,
quickly.
sharp.
Yeah, sharp, 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 sharp. You have to learn it quickly in
You have to
Nigeria.
understand the terrain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Understanding the terrain.
Osage does not know where that came from.
Oh, understand the terrain. Who's that?
Yeah. That's why Ayo is laughing. Why is that? Why do you think Ayo is laughing?
Oh, what is understand the terrain? What does that mean?
That's
Let
what
me in. Let me in.
that's what Pastor Poju was talking about. Like when he was talking about Nigeria, it was like understand the terrain. Like big yeah.
That
When I was talking about
motherfucker.
like that's this guy.
That motherfucker. Don't worry, we got all that. See,
Just
bro,
went in.
see when all that shit came out. In fact, as a matter of fact, before we even start introing the pod or anything, let me just say this: if you're a fan of Pentecostal Christianity in Nigeria, this episode is not for you because I personally am going guns blazing. Brrrr. Let me just give
Trigger
you guys a
warning,
heads
ladies
up.
and
Trigger
gentlemen.
warning for our Pentecostal loving church members. I am going berserk. I have booked mark at least three pastors wilding. in 1 week. At least 3 pastors wilding in a week.
Oh,
So,
I know the other one.
uh-huh. So please, this is trigger warning for. Well, we're just joking. We're going to talk about everything, man. Yeah, but we're here. We are here again. We are here again. Father, we are here again. Holy
You also
Ghost, come and take
you also give it to
control. Amen.
Pentecostal pastors, and you are here singing a song like that, the staple of Pentecost.
That song existed before Pentecostal pastors existed.
Well, how do you,
Don't do that.
what's your proof?
What's my proof? That song is
What's
from Baptist now.
is Baptist
What's
not
wrong?
Pentecostal? No?
I see your guy.
Okay, it's not, sorry.
Just a fraud all around. A
No, no,
fraud.
no, no.
You know,
No, it's not.
lead
It's not.
researcher.
It's not. Yeah.
Lead researcher.
Once you pass Catholic, Anglican, and the white garment churches, I just classify every one of them as like Pentecostal. But now that you've talked about it,
No.
Baptist is not
There's
Pentecostal. I
Baptist, there's
agree.
Fair
Methodist.
point.
Yeah, there's Methodist too.
Uh,
Yeah, it's just the way
us-
we just think about it.
They've been there for centuries. They were there way before any Pentecostal churches came to light. I don't do what you want to do.
I,
I
sir.
say
But I
it.
won't lie. Until I started
Say
reading
it.
about denominations, bro, after Catholic and Anglican,
Thank
everybody
you.
now Pentecostal.
Everybody
I
just
don't get
threw everybody
What?
why. And
The
saying,
if you're not white
Methodist
garments,
Church,
everybody now Pentecostal.
the Methodist Church was founded in
Yeah, what happened to them?
1932 in Great Britain. The Methodist Church. Then the whole concept, that's just the Methodist Church in the UK,
Okay.
and I believe it's one of the biggest churches. But like in terms of Methodism, right? Let me look at the background of Methodism and just see when the whole thing started. Origins of Methodism was from 1703 to 1791. The Methodist revival began in England with a group of men, including John Wesley, 703 to 1791, and his younger brother Charles, as a movement within the Church of England in the 18th century. Methodists. What is wrong with you guys? Now let me now go to Baptist, the Baptist Church. Can't believe I'm doing this on a Sunday morning.
when do you want to do
So,
it? Of course,
to,
it's Sunday morning now.
to
It fits
supposed
now.
Christians.
It's fitting that you're preaching on Sunday morning, right?
Supposed Baptists are a denomination of the Protestant Christianity distinguished by baptizing only professing Christian believers and doing so by complete immersion. Let me look at their origins. Bro, we're looking at it says the modern scholarly consensus that the movement traces its origins to the 17th century via the English separatists. I feel insulted now that you wanted to classify Methodists and Baptists with this your
My
modern day
my
Pentecostal churches.
my bad.
This is
My bad. But
blasphemy.
why you adding modern day to Pentecostal like
When did
um
the Pentecostal church arrive?
you tell me. I don't know.
I'm
You're
checking
the
it
one
now. This
preaching here. Okay.
Pentecostalism. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
I'm here with you. Pentecostalism. Origins, 20th century.
Hmm. All right.
So I feel, come on,
So
guys.
it's modern then. All
It's
right.
modern. 20th century is
Yeah.
modern now. Hmm?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
Thank you for
for clarifying.
thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
clarifying.
Yeah, and don't worry, I'm going to take my swipe at you when I'm doing your intro.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can't do this and, expect not to get swiped at. I'll
I
do
never
this.
claimed to be a professor of
No,
like,
no, 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 no,
a
no.
professor of
No, you
Christian
can't. No,
denominations
no,
in
no,
Nigeria.
no. No, you can't do that.
But Ayo just admitted that he also has same thought too now. Are you going to take a swipe
Ayo
at
did
him?
not self-title himself as the lead researcher on this podcast.
You see why I always complain about you calling me the lead researcher. You don't believe it. You just say it.
It's not about not
Just
believing
because
it.
you
No,
don't
no,
believe.
don't
You
do
just
that.
say it just because it's something I want to hear.
Don't
Oh,
do that.
the episode. I think we didn't publish that episode when I was talking about having a conversation with Shari, and Shari was like calling me the lead researcher, and it sounded very genuine, and like that was when I started thinking about them. Like, no. I think this is different. Like, it sounds different. I hear this every week, but I never believed it. But this, I believe it. So there's
You
something
know,
different. So
you know who you're behaving like. You're behaving like. Let me tell you who you're behaving like. You're behaving like those girls who always talk about their ex-boyfriend that was very great. That's who you sound like now. I had an ex once who used to clean my feet and wash my hair and blah blah. Someone asked, like, why are these good people
why you
always your
using
ex? Why are they always your ex? Why are
uh,
they always your ex? Why?
always, man,
Why are they
always.
always your ex? I had this ex who blah 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 took care of his mom and took care of me, but why are they always your ex? Why are they never your current boyfriend? Why? Or current partner? Ah, that shit was hilarious. Anyways, man, ready to start the show?
Yep, let's go.
You ready to start the show? Before we start the show, I just want to give a shout out to any Barcelona fan listening. Thank you very much for further humbling one of the most arrogant football clubs in the world, if not the most
And
arrogant football club in the world.
entitled.
And entitled, bro,
Yep.
they didn't show up for a ceremony because their footballer was not going to win the Ballon d'Or. They didn't show up for the ceremony. You can't get more arrogant than that. Then, hours before the game against Barcelona, they claimed that the referee, well, that La Liga had announced to officiate the game was a biased referee, and that the referee should be. Did they end up changing the referee?
No, same referee now. Same referee, and you can see the team player was really in the game because they had like two penalties that they didn't check. VAR didn't check. Like if VAR had taken like a deeper look into it, it would have been a clear penalty for Barcelona.
The one
In
that
fact,
Valverde's hand touched the ball, that's a
that
penalty.
one there's a one that they were dragging somebody.
Somebody in the box 18.
I think Sabelos was dragging somebody in the box 18 during the corner. Like even more like a blatant foul more than the one they give to Arsenal against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. Do you get?
Yeah,
They didn't even review that one. It wasn't even reviewed. They moved on. The one they went on to review was like a blatant dive later. Like
yeah.
when we looked at the replay,
That was
the guy
Rafinha,
was
right?
Rafinha. The guy was really really fair, like very very like fair to Real Madrid. Not I won't say fair because they cheated Barcelona out of like penalties, like two
It tilted
penalties.
towards in the
It
favor of
suited to us in
Madrid.
the favor of Real Madrid, but still that didn't help them. You get they were outplayed, outclassed. In fact, in the second half, they took advantage of Barcelona's like Barcelona like kind of like became casual and tired, and they took
Mhm.
advantage of it. And I scored like two goals, but Barcelona came back and shit.
Shout out
It
to
was a good,
Lamine Yamal.
it was a really good game though. I enjoyed it.
I missed the game. I saw your message saying it's 10 p.m. already. Where Osagie
Yeah,
is.
I was
Yeah,
looking at the time because I wanted to call someone. I looked at the time like, bro, this thing is starting like 10 a.m. So because of
10 p.m.
the extra time, 10 p.m. That means he ended around like even to like past 12 to 1 a.m. I'm like, man, this is
Yeah,
brutal.
I
You
missed
know,
it. I couldn't watch it. I was
I
too
know,
tired, man.
I saw it, I saw that,
I
I
couldn't
saw
watch it.
that.
But yeah, shout out to Barcelona, man. I think Real Madrid will go
Yeah,
trophyless this season. Amazing, in my opinion.
yeah,
They've not
yeah.
won anything. They're going trophyless this season. Like if
I think they need the humbling. They need
they
it.
need it. They need it. I
Yeah,
also
they need
think
it.
every Galacticos era, apart from the last one they tried, but like
Which one is the last one you keep referring to?
so there are three Galacticos era. The first one is the Raul, Zidane, Bergkamp, Figo,
Figo,
and all of them, right? The second one is the one they had Ronaldo, Xabi Alonso. They now had
Kaka.
Kaká. No, not even Kaká. I think Kaká had left. They now even
No,
had
no, no. Okay, Kaka had left, but you can still
yeah, look,
firm that one Galacticos because having
so there are
Kaka
four
signing
generations.
Kaka.
There are four generations of Galacticos. Then I read it
Okay,
on
so
Wikipedia. Someone did a whole
okay, so
breakdown.
the Kaka own is you term that a Galactico era, right?
Let me read it again just to confirm
All
the
right.
the, the Galacticos era. Okay, so you have the first Galacticos era, which we all know, right? Louis,
Yeah.
Figo, Zidane, Ronaldo, Beckham, Michael Owen, Robinho, Sergio Ramos, Cannavaro, then Ruud van Nistelrooy. They classify that as the first Galactico era. It's spread across a couple of seasons. That's like the first one. The 2000 and when Zidane departed in 2006, that's the first Galacticos era. The second Galacticos era, you're right, is Kaká, Benzema, Ronaldo, Xabi Alonso,
Yeah.
Di Maria, Ozil, Modric, Isco, Gareth Bale, Toni Kroos, and James Rodriguez.
Yes.
They classify that as the
One league
second.
title, no Champions League.
No Champions League. Then this is
Yeah.
what they're classifying as the third Galacticos era. So they don't do. They make a lot of money for the club, but they don't win a lot of trophies. The Galacticos era. The first Galacticos era, that Zidane era, right? How many Champions League did they win?
They won one before it became a Galactico because it was
That's the one
then
that's
it was
that's the one
only
that
Zidane.
Zidane scored the sidekick.
Yes, Figo was not even
It wasn't.
in that team. He
It
wasn't in that
wasn't.
team. Yeah,
It
he wasn't in that
wasn't.
team. So it was Makalele, Zidane, exactly like balanced squad.
Uh,
Yeah,
what's his name? The guy from Liverpool, Steve McManaman.
yeah, Steve McManaman from the bench. Yeah, yeah, Raul. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah, them Salgado, etc, etc. Yeah. So when it became the proper Galacticos era, they didn't win the Champions League. Even when they beat United at we won that match. The one that Ronaldo scored that is R9. The Lima scored
yes,
the
yes,
hat-trick at
yes.
Old Trafford. They went on
Yeah,
to lose the
they
next
lost the La
stage.
Liga, lost Champions League that season. Yeah, lost everything that season.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just Real Madrid have not just learned their lesson. They really did not need Kylian Mbappe.
They didn't need him. They didn't need him.
They
He's just
don't
ego.
need him.
It's ego. Yeah. Florentino Perez
Yeah.
just says I want to get this player and just like goes out and get the player, like
You went and got
irrespective
someone who
of
wants to
how.
play from the left, but you had someone who
Yes.
plays very well from the left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But
So
although I feel there's a way. I feel, to be very honest, Carlo Ancelotti this season has been underwhelming. I think there's a way you can also like, but you can't blame him. Injury has also disturbed the squad in terms of like
they
defense,
also were very arrogant enough not to replace Toni Kroos in the
not to
midfield and
replace.
get a center back.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, it's that
Yeah.
whole thing. They were waiting for Lenny Euro, and they were not going to buy him, and that's why Man U could quickly go to Lille. Was it Lille or Lens
Yeah.
and buy him
To pay that
because they were
money.
waiting for the
Yeah.
next season. This next
Real
season
Madrid,
for him to
if you
just.
DP, Real Madrid do not like really like spending a lot of money, especially like on players. They
They're
just
very
like really
arrogant.
very, very arrogant. Yes, look at just the way they just did Trent, just waited for his
Yeah,
contract to expire for him to
they'll
join.
wait.
Even same as Mbappe.
Hmm.
There it is what it is. But if you look at Barcelona, like if you look at it from the context of Barcelona, I don't think Real Madrid in the last 15 years has. I think the Champions League, the Champions League success has really over. We've used the Champions League success to over exaggerate how successful that club has been. In terms of league titles, they've been very, very underwhelming
I agree.
compared to
Barcelona has
Barcelona.
been way better.
Barcelona
It's the
have been way
Champions
better.
League.
It's the
You know, they
Champions
did
League
it. They
that
did the
blows up
three
everything.
peats. After
Thank
the three
you.
peats, they've won it how many times again? Once or twice?
Twice. 2020,
It's ri- it's
2020 and last year. Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
2021 or so. Yeah.
ridiculous.
It's
You
ridiculous.
know,
Yeah.
they'll
But
be
shout out
back
to
next
them,
season
though.
again.
Of course. It's Real Madrid,
They're
though.
they're
Come
going to
on.
get Jabi Alonso as their coach now.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll be back next season. All right, man. Let's start the show. Don't
If
let's bore.
they should get Jurgen Klopp instead. But it is what it is.
I'm also hearing the rumors of Jurgen Klopp.
Klopp.
If they get Jurgen
Yeah.
Klopp, it's going to be fantastic football.
I would consider 97, 98. Although I don't think the Galactical word has like come into it existed, but I don't think it's been associated with Real Madrid because at that time the
Is
squad
that
was also
them?
packed.
Is that them?
Zidorf, David Suka, Carlos, also
Fernando
like
Redondo.
Redondo. There's some ballers in that team,
There's some
you
ballers in
know.
that team. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some
yeah,
ballers. There's some ballers.
yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Also, like you said, Carlo Ancelotti, not a great coach when it comes to the league because even in Italy,
Tactically, yeah. It's because it's
in Italy,
tactically
how
in Italy.
many league titles did he win? Like one or two in
One
the
or
amount
two.
of
That's
time he
great AC
stayed there.
Milan team, yeah. But
They
he was
never
always
won
winning the
the. I
champion.
mean,
It
Juventus
was
was cheating
always
all the time,
he
anyways.
was always going deep into the Champions League, right? So that kind of
Mhm.
like over, give us like an overblown sense of like what he could achieve or something like that. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah,
absolutely. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. All right, let's start the show. Where do we start this show?
we're not
Let's
starting on any
start.
sound music or anything.
We need
That's what I
Bedu.
want to do, man. What's wrong with this guy?
I'm sorry.
Man,
I'm
you
sorry.
don't.
I'm sorry.
He just woke up, so
Yeah, I
Just
just
woke
did.
up.
disoriented.
Just woke up.
Let me drink water again.
Yeah, drink some water.
Does the water
So-
taste different in Canada? I just want to know.
This guy.
It's probably treated, so it tastes it's different.
Eh, Because sometimes Lagos don't get iron. You go to feel small iron inside.
But the iron is good for you now. The iron is good
Iron
for
is
your body.
good.
And when you do something, you go to feel am physically. You go to feel space
Yeah,
of
you
iron.
get a sense that like some of the bottled water will buy that are overly treated.
Mm-hmm.
It
You
depends
can,
on the chemical. Then it also is in
yeah,
plastic for a long time. So hey,
Yeah.
true.
we don't know. We actually don't know what is going on. We
We
don't know.
don't know what we are taking. Even the
Yeah.
oxygen itself could be adulterated oxygen in Nigeria.
I
We
mean,
don't
but
know.
everywhere we don't know what we are taking. We just hope that what we are taking won't kill us on time. All right, man. Let's start with the boy CK.
Yeah. CK, you number one. Swagger, my number. Yeah. For me, the Hennessy. Baby, get high with me. Come make we gun body. Finna get lit right now. Finna get loose right now. Get me love the way you wine pan it. Get me love the way you grind pan it. Yeah, you never let me beg for it. Yeah, you never stingy. Baby, look into my eyes. My babe. I love you, baby, no be lie. My babe. Your body on my body. My body on your body. Your body on my body. My body on your body. Yeah. Baby, if you name me, got me like Chineke me. Baby, if you name me, got me like Chineke me. Baby, if you name me, got me like Chineke me. Baby, if you name me, got me like Chineke me.
Got me like Chineke me. Got a girl feeling away. Got my heart soul in the way. Don't care what nobody say. These boys, I chase them away. When I feel alone, please come through. You know you the one, baby, don't you? Don't you worry, boy, I got you. Got my mumu body in my controller. My body on your body. Come a little closer. Only you, there's nobody. I don't even know how you got me feeling funny. You got me thinking of you. You got me thinking naughty. You know it, baby, don't you? Yeah.
Your body on my body. My body on your body. Your body on my body. My body on your body. Yeah. Baby, if you name me, got me like Chineke me. Baby, if you name me, got me like Chineke me. Baby, if you name me, got me like Chineke me. Baby, if you name me, got me like Chineke me. Yeah. Based on logistics, I'm so in love with you. You're a bad girl, I'm a bad boy. We got all night, what we gonna do? Tell me your secrets. Girl, I promise to keep them. Based on logistics. You're a bad girl, I'm a bad boy. Tell me your secrets. I promise to keep them.
You are now listening to Loose Talk.
Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast. It is Loose Talk. You just listened to the boy CK featuring Bella Lubo. The name of the track is Chineke Me. It is off his first project, Who the Fuck is CK? I wonder who inspired that title. Anyways, you're listening to your boy Osagie, aka, well, you already know. And I got with me my favorite co-hosts, men of valor. Men of valor, right? Afrobeats connoisseur, the one and only AOT2, the man about town, is never at home. He's always about town.
I
Right
wish.
So
now,
it's
we
always
don't
in
know
a
where
hotel.
we don't know where he is right now. His location is on. Ayo, right now, share with me your location on your iPhone.
My location is on. It's
Right
unknown.
now.
I can't share it
So
because
see what
the
I'm saying.
future of Nigerian music depends on the anonymity of my location.
Listeners, can you
Yes.
see what I'm talking about? We
Yes.
have no idea where this man is right now. That's the problem.
Yes, now you have to move like we are
He
living in
thrives in
desperate times.
secrecy.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, and I also got with me the one and only Steve Nee Dede. Drop a bomb for Steve Nee.
Let's go. Let's go.
Fact finding aside, Steve is the greatest list researcher we know. Fact finding aside, Steve is the greatest lead researcher.
Corruption
know.
aside, politics aside.
The guy said bad governance aside.
I've been now.
See, we need to call people, and I love how people responded to that idiot. His name is Akin Tolgate or something on
the
Twitter
people
or
are-
something. It's just an
All the
idiot.
people are
That's
duly blocked, I believe.
oh, you have. We just need to start calling people for who they are. He's an idiot. That's
What
what
did he
is.
tweet? What did he tweet?
The guy said bad governance. Nah, I gotta go look for the tweets. You know, I have
It's
to
a-
go and look for it.
it's a
It's not like I
classic.
misquote it. It's actually a classic, and I like the vitriol and insults the young man received immediately. I love it. That's what people need. You need what's his name? Akin Tollgate. I'm going to look for his handle. Something like Akin Tollgate. What's his name now, Steve? Akin Tollgate now. Found him.
Yeah.
Found it. Let me look at
But
it.
it tweets a lot now. I'm not sure you're going to we don't have the time to scroll down to that particular tweet. But check, just try, sure. Let's see.
Yeah, I might be lucky. Oh, I found it. I found
okay.
it.
Awesome.
Ah, no, okay. He did another one. Oh, he jumped on it. He's smart. He made it a thing. He owned it. So he's been using it now a lot. But the main one has to be in the millions of, like, the views has to be. He has to be. No, I can't find it anymore. Oh, so sad. So sad. Anyways, the guy said something like, bad governance aside, President Tinubu has to be one of the, like, I don't know, like, greatest, like, he's a political strategist or master strategist. You know that thing they keep doing to Tinubu and saying he's a
Yeah, the
strategist.
political mastermind.
Yeah, he's a strategist. I don't understand this the whole strategist thing. But yeah, I can't find the tweet anymore. It's gone. It's gone in the wind, guys. But he said something like that, and people were like, no, you don't. And then they went in on him and basically just insulted him because it doesn't make sense, right? And it doesn't make sense. I'll tell you why it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because you cannot sweep under the carpet the biggest problem your president has and then focus on the little things. You understand what I'm saying? Bad governance aside. No, the whole thing about the president is for your government not to be bad.
Bad. Well,
What's this Nigerian thing about just praising something that does not benefit you? Just you admiring something that does not benefit you.
If it
That
has
shows you. That
there's a common
shows you what.
denominator.
That shows you what they're capable of doing if they have that same opportunity and if they're in that same position.
100% agree. And there's a common denominator across board. The person that they are praising has money and power.
That's it.
Power. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
it. I've said it on this podcast. People keep people keep wondering why Peter Obi became that popular third force. That was not the first attempt at the third force. That was not like the only person who have done it. I'm like he's the richest person who has ever done it. And Nigerians only respect people who are rich.
Bro, it
Yeah,
was when you
that's-
said that thing. I never looked at it through that lens.
It
I
is.
never
It's
looked at it, but I was always
money.
very inquisitive of
Yeah.
how Peter Obi came to become this third force and liked. And I really thought it was
yes.
his humility and
Nah, he has
his humility and his knack for not spending, like for
Yeah,
giving back and everything.
It's
But
frugal,
then I had his frugality, thank you, him being
Yeah.
frugal, right? But I had an issue with that because it wasn't connecting to the average Nigerian. Because the average Nigerian doesn't respect someone that holds back and is humble. So I was like, what's going on? It wasn't connecting. Then you said it. This guy is a billionaire. He has money.
He's a billionaire,
So people,
yes.
it's the same gameplay. He's just He's just the good side. He's just the good side of evil. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like,
I understand
Yeah.
what you're trying to say. Yeah,
yeah, he's
yeah,
just the good side. But they're playing in the same space. They are all billionaires who have access to. Bro, this guy was at the Vatican now. Do you know how much this guy
yeah,
has
yeah.
donated to the Catholic Church?
No, the guy has, bro.
Yeah.
The guy. I heard the guy talk. I heard him say something about a black card in 1990, a black card in 1999, maybe 2000 or so. Like this guy has been wealthy for like since 1993. You know, so he has money. He has money. He has money.
You
You know,
know, so
so
you're absolutely right. The only reason why people started rocking with him and the Doing Yokumbes went to join him and all that was
thank
just because
you. It's
he
money.
just
My
has
dad, my
money.
dad, my dad used to because my dad followed Ganifa me a lot, even for like a lot. Like used to read about him, so he'd admire him. I think my dad started falling out of love in Nigeria was when Ganifa me that is attempt at politics, which like flopped badly. And my dad could not understand why someone who was that like critically acclaimed that in this sense because like he passed all the checks in terms of being a good leader, right? He
Mhm.
cared for the people. He was an activist. Blah blah blah. He didn't understand why such a person could not even garner any sort of buzz at all as a politician. Do you
Bro,
get? I'm
I've
like
talked
it's
about this on the pod now. I've talked about this on the pod. I was super excited. Gani Fahmi was running for president.
yeah
And I said,
yeah
oh, wow, finally, he's going to win because we've seen what he's been doing, right? Everybody has
yep
seen what this guy has been. He's been fighting for people since the 90s, early 90s,
yeah yeah
or late 80s, like it's a no-brainer. Everybody's going to vote for him. I was excited and happy. And my dad was just looking at me like, this guy doesn't understand what Nigeria is yet. But this is me, a secondary school kid, super excited
yeah.
because it's a no-brainer to vote, not, to vote for Gani for my brother. My
Nothing
brother.
though.
My brother. Let me read
Nothing.
to you what somebody said about this Akintoge guy. It says, putting this out, this person tweeted this in June last year. It says, putting it out for posterity. One day, when he fully unravels, you people will know the exact role Akintoge is playing in infiltrative politics on here. First time I clocked him was pre-elections during those spaces. Then the guy came to tweet and said, later on he came and quoted the tweet and said, good morning to everyone. Please don't say I didn't tell you that I didn't warn you. That day has come exactly a year after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what he said apparently. He said, as a young Nigerian, there is no positive behavior among the political class that makes you feel inspired about your politics. Not a bad supporter, but I will say he is the most politically disciplined and consistent establishment politician in the last 26 years, comma, bad governance aside.
The effrontery.
How do you say so? How do you say this? How do you as a human being see? Oh my god, I'm always
You know,
choking on my spit. Even
sorry.
if I'm a bad supporter, right? Like if I'm a covert bad supporter and I've been given the mandate to start putting out information there and like let's go through the whole social engineering thing and support this guy. I can't tweet this. Saying bad governance aside, is still like if I was bad, I'm going to call this guy and say, or whoever gave him the contract and say, "Are you stupid? Why would you say bad governance aside? Like it doesn't even make sense." Or is this
Yeah,
how they put out? Is this how they start to
it messes up the point that you're trying to make. Like
exactly?
he makes it very very provocative. But I guess we're going to get to that point later. So I don't think we should just start talking about it now in terms of him like just capturing states like like capturing politicians into his political structure, right?
Do you understand? This man has a
As a
well-known history, reported history of.
yeah.
Do you think this is politics that people are doing in Nigeria? This is not politics. This is capture. This is if you fuck around, you will find out.
You go no.
There's nothing
Is
about.
Nigeria okay?
There's
It's
nothing about.
politics. It's
It's
Nigerian
not
politics.
politics. It's
It's
not. It's
Nigerian
not
politics.
No, it's not politics, bro.
It's not
There are
actually.
some things we can't say
No,
on
it
this pod.
is.
There are
It
some
is.
things we can't say on this pod. But you already know I've
Bro,
had conversation, bro. This is not politics. We know what this
the
is.
campaign is templates. Nigerian politics.
I'm not talking about the camping. The camping is not the
Yeah.
issue here. Why are they the camping? Do you think because someone is a master strategist? This is 100% fear. Fear. There's nothing about politics here. There's nothing about, oh, we set the thing like this, then we do like this because we made it so, lucrative, not lucrative. We've made it impossible for you to move in a certain way that you will. No, my brother.
Yeah.
This is we've suspended a governor from a state because the governor refused to get in line with his godfather.
Yeah,
Do you
simple as
understand?
that.
So we put the governor on the back burner, and this is a clear message to the other 34 governors to
Yeah.
say, if you don't get in line, this is don't forget, right? Fubara is PDP, right?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Do you understand? It's not even his
Fubara
party.
too. His
So where is the
Fubara,
master strategist here? It's not his political party. The guy
Fubara's,
went into another space and told them in their own party, I will F with you. And if you don't play ball, this is what happens. What do you think the other guys who are not in his political party will do in the next few months? Going up to the 2027 elections, what do you think is going to happen? We saw it immediately last week now. Delta State Governor, guys, I'm sorry, I'm out.
I'm out.
Well, he
And I
also
would
wants to.
rather deal with you guys saying I left the PDP to APC than deal with the big boy in Nassau Rock who's going to look at me and say, oh, you didn't come to my party, right? Okay, I'm going to show you.
But there's a but here.
Yeah.
It shows you the caliber of politicians that we have if they are always willing and ready to jump ship. At the end of the day, I don't think, and like I've always said, it doesn't make sense when I hear people arguing about PDP and APC. They are the two bastard children of the devil. There is no difference. Now, logo just the difference. When you also know PDP, nothing is there. So me, I'm not surprised that Nigerian politicians, they camp. They do it out of fear. They also do it out of, they want patriotism. Oh, let me align with this thing so I can get all the goodies. And that's why I've said that Nigerian politicians are never for the masses. They're for themselves. And the day Nigerians learn that, we'll begin to have sense. But when you now see people that can't afford to buy 10 liters of fuel arguing on Twitter about master strategist and Article's hope, Article is coming back at the age of 80 to lead Nigeria, all of you are stupid. All of you
It
are
is
stupid.
hilarious. It is
Yeah.
100% hilarious. This is another idiot on Twitter. He calls himself Oloye. It's also another idiot, guys. He says, politics and governance are two different things. In politics, Tinubu's scorecard is a solid 10 over 10. On governance, he's been a net negative. No single aspect of his life has been improved by his policies. Nigerians confuse both. He's a great politician but bad president. Do people understand what politics is and being a politician is? I think they've conflated it with being a mastermind schemer at things and getting your way all the time. I think that's what people think
But
politics
he has proved,
is.
but he has proved in Nigerian context, he has
That
proven
is,
to be a
there's
master
nothing like Nigerian
strategist.
context. Stop this thing.
Yes,
Because
no.
see, this thing that Steve is doing by saying by Nigerian context, you are giving room for nonsense. In Nigerian context, I'm a great businessman. What did I mean? I bribed the agencies, I bribed my staff, and I made business and I monopolized the system. That's what you do. By using that Nigerian context, you are opening a can of worms for maggots to run,
It's
and
true.
then you say, "Oh, I succeeded in Nigerian context."
Because
Being
you're
a
not shifting the goalpost.
Do you understand? Who is a politician? Let's even read
Are we
a
going back
person
to
who is professionally involved in politics, especially as a holder of an elected office.
What then
Let
is
me explain
politics?
to you what a politician is. A politician, what you are doing, Steve is doing, and a lot of people are doing, and it's a grand mistake, is that they're absolving themselves of leadership and all the positive behavioral attitudes that a leader should have in politics. They've now removed it and made politics to look as if we're watching House of Cards. That is not politics. Politics still means that you are, bro, in the space of in the realm of democracy, for the people, by the people, of the people. You still have to center the people in the middle of what you are doing. That's the whole concept. So when somebody did something and framed somebody and did this and did that to rise to power and did this and put an incompetent idiot called Buhari there for 8 years to run because he wanted to run after and all that, and they call him the master politics. That is not politics. That is a cynical, fascist behavior. It is not politics. It is not a master politician and strategist. You are evil.
No, they say he's a genius. Yes.
All right.
Excuse
So
me.
in the
Wikipedia.
okay.
Wikipedia defines politics as what? A politician is a person who participates in policy-making processes, usually holding a position in government. Politicians represent the people, make decisions, and influence the formulation of public policy. The roles or duties that politicians must perform vary depending on the level of government they serve, whether local, national, or international. The ideological orientation that politicians adopt often stems from previous experience, education, beliefs, the political parties they belong to, or public opinion. Politicians sometimes may face challenges and mistakes that may affect their credibility and ability to persuade. These mistakes include political corruption resulting from their misuse and exploitation of power to achieve their interest, which requires them to prioritize the public interest and develop long-term strategies.
Okay.
Steve, okay, you've heard that is what a politician is. I have nothing to say, and I hope what you are going to say now kind of counter this in another way. If it doesn't counter this and oversee this, then please.
It doesn't counter it. I apologize.
He is not a great politician.
Is
you now what they call dog monkey for me.
Yeah, so
I think where I see your point. I see the points in the definitions, in the former definition of politics. I just felt that we're just moralizing the whole issue, and that's where we are. That's why you are.
Not, there's no morality here. This is not a morality thing. If you want to say what it is, don't call him a great politician. Call him an evil genius. Call him a cynical. What's the word? Ayo, there's another word. I keep using cynical. There's another word. I'm trying to remember. It starts with C as well. So,
well,
I can't remember. You're an evil person. There's nothing about politics here. Politics is good. Politics is not agnostic to morality, good or evil. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Telling me somebody's a great politician but is a bad president. What does that even mean? What does it go? See, you people, they've started again. Oh, they've started again ahead of 2027. Every time we come nearing elections, these people come and they start putting some rhetoric out, and people easily jump into that rhetoric and start arguing inside that rhetoric.
Inside it, yeah.
Stay outside. Stay outside and say, nope. White is white, black is black. In this case, I know I always say it's gray all the time, but you understand. But they started now. He's a great politician. He's a bad president. But he can be.
Yeah, because there's only one more year to the election now. So they're getting ready.
I'm shocked that they activated them this early. I won't lie to you.
No, it's not early because 2027 February is when you are doing election. So 2026 is basically for campaigning. 2025 is soft launch. That's what they are doing. They're already ahead of the game. Why PDP is still arguing about Atiku, who is our secretary, who is our financial secretary? They're already ahead.
That's my issue. That's just my issue. People just come, they put this thing out, and then they start whining people. They start whining people. Quick segue before we get back into these things. Do you know one guy called Ed Wonder? That guy that rides a bicycle in different parts of Lagos and tries to sell the place as a great place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen one of his videos on TikTok before, but I didn't watch it because I knew that he was just farming. So
he has gone to Abakaliki now.
He went to Ebonyi, yeah.
Oh, okay,
and tried to sell Abakaliki to me and you as a great place.
It's not great. You don't see the drone. You don't see the lights.
No, I'm thinking about Ebonyi as a state. I want to what do I think of it?
Have you been?
I don't. Of course, I don't have a problem with content like that because obviously, that are good places to stay in Nigeria in terms of from I'm sorry, from the Nigerian context. I'm gonna say that again. But are great places to stay in Nigeria. So if he ties the content around that, I don't see a problem with it, right? I saw the Ebonyi video though,
All right, let's
There's
listen
also
to the audio of the video. Can we listen to the audio
Alright.
of the video? All right.
Alright, let's
Today,
go.
I'll be showing the Nigerians how Ghana looks at night. This is Accra, Ghana, not London. Kwe Ofane Dabie. You see all those Nigerians who come and be commenting funny in this video. I challenge you people to show me how Nigeria looks at night. Make una do a video of how Nigeria looks at night and show me. I want to see.
So that was a Ghanaian talking from his perspective. Then he shows a video of how Abakaliki looks at night. All right, so he's not saying much. We can put this in the show notes for you guys to watch the video. My point here is we need to stop this thing we do where we put paper cracks and gloss over the bad stuff, and then you show me city lights when there's NEPA in the town, and then you show me city lights at night. My direct point here to this guy is, do these people have pipe bomb water in their houses?
They don't.
What do you need pipe bomb water for? You have lights.
Do you understand? That's just, I'm not even going to go into the other questions. There's so many things I can even delve into. I just want to ask one question. When you say, oh, Abakaliki is one place you people can come and invest in Nigeria today, blah, blah, blah. I just want to ask one question. Do these people have pipe bomb water piped to their house? Can I open the tap and get water from my tap without digging a hole in my ground to get my own water? If I can't, shut the fuck up.
Osagie, you're not selling Nigeria. We need Nigerians to start selling Nigeria, to be passionate about this country. You have to understand these things.
Yeah, and I don't know why Osagie has a problem with that content.
In the Nigerian context.
In the Nigerian context, yes.
That's understand the terrain.
Context.
Understand your terrain.
Have you seen the area view of Third Milan Bridge at night? Bro, that's Los Angeles, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
When there's lights.
No, there's always light on Third Milan, but in my own area, there's no light. There's no street light that's always on.
There's always light on Third Milan now.
There's always light on Third Milan. For now, until the contract expires. It's solar. So when the solar expires, we are back to square one again.
Oh, man.
But guess what? In Alausa, there's no street lights. Shortly after the governor's office, the street light no day. It's off.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. It's dead. Sell Nigeria.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying. So it's not like I'm not.
We need foreign investors. So you have to sell Nigeria.
Speaking about selling, do you guys know a gentleman called Dr. Stephen Akintayo?
Yeah.
Who are these people that you are bringing out?
Bro, let me tell you right now.
This guy's bookmark on Twitter has, like, I don't know, man. It's a library on his own.
When the president came into power, right? A few weeks later, not even a few weeks, like maybe 3-4 weeks later, someone sent me a message and said, bro, the scammers are out and back. And they are coming back to Nigeria in droves. They are all coming back because when Buhari was in power, Buhari closed the taps.
But ensured it for his own people.
Yes, there's more money to move around. This guy told me all the scammers are back. All of them. Bro, the scammers are back.
Don't call someone a scammer on this podcast so that we don't get sued.
No, I didn't say anybody's a scammer. I'm just saying that once, after the election, someone called me and told me that all the scammers are back. And if you start to notice, right, you can also start to notice that there's been an influx of more pyramid schemes. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
The one I've noticed
is CBEX.
The one I've noticed is that there's an influx of foreign merchants, foreign female merchants back into the country.
Oh, they're back. They're back.
The Clermont twins were in Lagos recently. They had to touch the motherland.
Who's the Clermont twins?
Some OnlyFans. I don't know.
Wait, they are twins on OnlyFans?
Whatever they are. It's CLERMONT. Yes. So they came back to touch base with the motherland, to see Africa. I
just want to know something. So they are on OnlyFans, right?
I guess they are on OnlyFans. They look
Do
like
they have
OnlyFans.
No, let me see Clermont Twins OnlyFans. Do they have the same OnlyFans page? Or they have two pages?
those are questions that I do not want to ask myself. I'm just okay where it is like this as the.
I don't think they're on OnlyFans.
Okay, whatever, Sha,
But they have
they
an OnlyFans Telegram channel. This is crazy. Oh,
well,
Clement Twins OnlyFans link. No, it is crazy if they have the same OnlyFans page.
now the same Mama Bond them now. So that's what me I've noticed, Sha, a lot of influx of like, female merchants. Let me put it that way.
That's what you noticed.
That what me I've noticed well.
Anyways, there's a gentleman called Dr. Stephen Akintayo. He put out a post recently about a one-on-one mentorship program that he's running, and I said I should read it out to our listeners, if just in case.
He didn't tell you to read it out to our listeners. He didn't tell you.
He put it up on his social media. Reading
So
it
he
out
wants people to know. Yes.
this equivalent of reposting it. It's literally the same thing. He says, if you ever wanted to be mentored by me, here's the best news you see today. Here's why. For the first time ever, I'm opening up 10 exclusive slots for my one-on-one mentorship program for a special price of $18,000 instead of $20,000. And this is not the best part. It says, as if this isn't enough. It says, for today, just pay 2.5 million naira and spread the balance over 12 months. I'm going to read what the mentorship gets you, but I just want to state something first, right? Which I found off. You have a special price of $18,000 instead of $20,000, right? So you say your one-on-one mentorship. This is, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. This is not Bill Gates. This is not Jeff Bezos, right? 18,000 US United States dollars is what you want to collect from somebody for one-on-one mentorship. Anyways, then you go ahead and say that's not the best part. That you can actually spread the payment, but you just need to pay 2.5 billion naira first. Why did he switch the denominations?
For easy, come on.
No. You've told me something is $18,000. Then you say I can pay instrumentally, and like for today, I just need to pay and spread the payment for $12,000. I'm telling you, he said it not $1,800, $18,000 US United States dollars.
Or more.
Still 17 the thing say or more. I'm not gonna start my own program like this.
18K. 18K.
18,000 United States dollars.
How much did Ekiti make as FDI last year or so?
They said we only have in our current foreign FX foreign this thing is we only have $423,000 or something.
Yes.
You saw it.
I saw it. Richer than that.
You saw it,
more
Abi?
money than that. So.
I saw it.
I'm like now me and
Right.
FG they drag.
The guy
All
now
of us did
said,
middle class now.
everybody did middle class.
Everybody did middle
Everybody
class.
did middle class. If FGC, you made it call you bros.
They call me bro. How far now?
Do you understand? The guy now says, for today, just pay 2.5 million naira. Like, I don't understand. You move from dollars to naira so easily. What happened there? I know what it is, but I'll keep it to myself. Anyways, it says in this mentorship program, you get access to once a month one-on-one with me, access to the billionaire elite coaching community with other multimillionaires and billionaires, all 45 of my books completely free, get insider access to my secrets for building a multi-billion naira industry from scratch, strategies to scale your business, and guess what? 10x. 10x. Good discounts on our properties, good discounts on our global events, free access to and discounts on subsequent paid events, partnership opportunities with his company. All of these and so much more that will be unraveled during the course of the mentorship. But you have to act fast as this offer is only valid for the next 24 hours. And once the first 10 people take this, it's gone for good. Your growth is tied to the quality of decisions you make. Be ruthless about your goals. I love you. And then puts his name. First of all, your growth is tied to the quality of decisions you make. Anybody making this decision, I just know that you have no quality in decision making. Anyways, somebody now digs in deep, right? and then we find out that there have been previous publications and stories of this guy on newspapers. This is from thenationonlineng.net. Alleged $26 million fraud. Court grants 500 million naira bail to Lagos businessman Akintayo. Lawyer.org reports U.S. nurse petitions IGP over alleged $21,500 fraud by Dr. Akintayo, GTEX Homes and Partners. This is FIJ.ng. Several months after agreed date of payment, Stephen Akintayo's GTEX Home still holds on to businessman's 2.9 million naira. This is law enforcement agencies. Medical doctor accuses Dr. Stephen Akintayo and the Dubai property company and others of $50,000 property fraud. Guys, the scammers are back. The scammers are back. I told you. The scammers are back. You have the effrontery. What do you want? Even if you want to charge someone $18,000, did you see the value prop for $18,000? What are you offering me? What are the service offerings there?
The thing that's very intriguing about this country is that you see characters like this come out and and tell you that, oh, come, I'll mentor you, business strategies, scaling businesses. But what is your actual skill? Like, is it marketing? Is it sales? What are you teaching them?
What is your own business?
Is it
What is the
operational
business that you
excellence?
scaled?
Is it managing people? Because you can't tell me that you're a master of all. Like, what are you actually teaching
exactly?
people?
What's your niche? Like,
One of my favorite influencer right now is this guy. I've forgotten his name. Who teaches like people how to like speak, communication. His market is, I want to teach you how to communicate confidently. Communication is the cross of human existence. That's how you scale in life. That's how you succeed. That's how you move up in your career.
Yeah.
And he breaks it down. He teaches people how to communicate, public speaking, cadence, how to he has like
language.
proper structure, but like how to really. So that's a skill he's teaching you. He's teaching you communication, right? You have an influencer that is teaching you how to market on social media, like how to create content, how to do this. What's his name?
Stephen Akintayo.
Okay, Stefan. What's Stefan Akintayo? What's actually the game here? Because you can't just say $18,000. You come and teach you how to scale business.
The guy said once a month. If I'm paying you $18,000, bro, I'm sleeping in the same bed with your wife.
That's not real.
Sleeping.
Get me an extra. I hope you are reading that way. $18,000 for what? For who?
Excuse me, Steve. I'm paying you $18,000. Get me an extra duvet. It is me, you, and your wife at bed every night. I wake up with you. We're brushing teeth together. You are giving me gist on how to make it in life.
You are giving me the nuggets.
$18,000. Are you Harvard?
You and I we've had this conversation on WhatsApp one time where I was complaining about a situation where I was put in a situation where I had to listen to a life coach. And I was really pissed about it. But you convinced me that life coaching is a thing, blah blah blah. It's just that people, but you there's a caveat to what you said, that in Nigeria, people just take advantage, like the frauds just evade the system and they don't do the job well, exactly. And that's just what's happening. You get? That's just what's happening.
That is what is happening. There's another one. There's another one. I'm not done. There's another one. This one is Veladure 2.0.
I know. He's my guy. He's my guy.
Man, fuck out of here with your guy. I don't give a fuck about your guy, man. I'm going to play.
Is it Olushola you're talking about?
Olushola. Yeah, fuck out of here with that nigga, man. I don't have any issues with him. I'm just saying. The game is the game. You understand?
You come out, you put out content. The
game is the game.
Consistently.
If you're a great
just
talker.
dropping, just great speaking, and then from there you start mentoring people.
I like listening to the guy. The guy, see, I like listening to the guy. Let me tell you,
when I listen to people like that, the first thing that comes to my mind is you're a fraud. That's just the first thing, because there's a deliberateness. There's this deliberate attempt.
It's too good.
It's too good. So when it's just too good, I'm like, nah.
You're a fraud.
It's too curated.
Thank you. That's the word. It's too curated.
Like, it can't be this neat. Come on, man.
Let's listen to this guy.
We didn't see Gary V now.
No, Do you understand? Let's listen to this guy.
If I were to advise a 20, 25-year-old young chap who just got out of school and is trying to figure out life, one of the first things I'll tell you, particularly if you're venturing into business, is get your mistakes out as fast as possible. Fail fast, fail early, because one way or another, you will still fail and you will still make mistakes. And so what our advice is that you get your hands dirty and busy with stuff as fast as possible. Learn on the job, fail forward, make all the mistakes you want to make early enough. When you've gotten those things out of the way, you've etched in you some given level of experience to ensure that you avoid those mistakes later on. You know, many times you can actually learn from the mistakes of others, but then there are some mistakes that when you make them, the learning is even faster. So make those mistakes early and make them as fast as possible. Get them out. Do it fast. Fail in the business early. Do what you want to do early. Keep reading along the way, and before you know it, you're 25 or 28 or 30 and you're super rounded. So don't be scared. Make those mistakes when the consequences are milder, because the moment you get married and have a kid and another one, your mistakes have greater consequences than when you were just a young chap. So make those mistakes early.
Absolutely, 100. He's right on the money. He is 100% right on the money there. We've said stuff like what he said. We've said it on the podcast here countless times. I agree with him. Do you understand? Like, he knows how to say the right things, but then after doing that,
I see through it. Anytime I see videos like that, I see through. I'm like,
my own is that
this guy don't catch what you do for.
Is this not what you do for a fucking living? Or do you have a job? Then you also give out comments like this. Then I like it. Yeah, I like it because this is talking to young men and women who are listening and will do the right things. It's good. Yeah. This is good. This is the good side of the internet.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's either this or you want to go and dance with Pella. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is the good side of the internet. But then again, once in a while, you then put up this positioning for profit 2-day masterclass theme. The profit playbook, turning business challenges into cash flow. Limited slots available. 270,000 Naira, full access. Get the fuck out of here. What are you going to teach me? Do you understand?
I'm pulling up, bro.
No, but again, we live in a free market. This is capitalism.
This is capitalism.
What that will.
Take advantage of people. People are confused.
I'm
people
totally fine with it. If you're going to sell anything, that's okay. I'm just trying to say all now wash.
My point here is, what are you selling here now? What's this skill?
Let me read it. Let me read the quote for you. Success leaves clues, and PFP 2025 is one of them. Building a profitable business isn't just about hard work. It's about working smart with the right systems, strategies, and connections. That's exactly what our facilitators are coming to engrave in your minds are positioning for profit 2025. So here's what you're going to learn, guys. Learn from business these minds who have built and sustained success. Discover strategies that give you an edge in today's market. Network with like-minded professionals and potential partners. Those are the 3 key things that you're going to learn. Have you noticed that there's nothing niche here? So if you are working in a bakery industry and you're working in the cement industry, come. I don't care who's coming to teach you. People that are not in your industry.
I'll give you because I'll prepare generic stuff that can just regurgitate to everybody.
Bro, that doesn't make sense. That GPT-4 helped me put together in 24 hours. Look at the people that are coming to speak at it, right? Tricia Bees, marketing and sales experts. Kofi Abunu, CEO Chicken Republic. What the fuck is the CEO of Chicken Republic going to tell me in a 2-day masterclass that I'm going to take to my business if I work in nail tech? The CEO of Chicken Republic is not going to tell me anything. I don't understand. The CEO of Chicken Republic can only inspire me with his story, his life story, and how perseverance, like in terms of like the actual business acumen for me to understand and then take and deliver and build up strategies for my business. He's not going to teach me that. He's just going to tell me stories of perseverance, dedication, and just like some generative life hacks that he went through to become who he is. But the CEO of Chicken Republic is not going to sit down and tell me, when you go to the market and buy XYZ, make sure you are talking to XYZ vendors, because XYZ is not going to do that in a 2-day masterclass. How many hours does he have to talk? Max 2 hours, Abi? Then you have Funke Bokno Obrute, founder Zafire Events, an event planner. What the fuck is an event planner going to tell me about business? Then Samuel Jegede, CEO of Fruity Life. I'm appalled. I'm upset. Now I'm upset. He couldn't even put together some solid ass. Do you understand what I'm saying? If I work in, think about any business you work in. How are these people going to help my business? It's not tailored
This is
to.
this is the version of the conferences that Osagie hate too. This is another
It's
version of it.
it's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. Speaking of conferences, Hedis did one. Let me go and quickly read it. Hedis.
Oh
Let me
my
just read this
god.
summary. No, because this is a growing thing that we have to do. The Hedis Creative, they even have an Instagram page. Oh wow, the Hedis Creative Summit. Let me look for it. Yeah, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Hedis Creative Summit. Oh boom, let's go. All right, I see familiar faces here. Oh, my guy's here. Bizzle is here. AQ is here. Joey is
Aya is not
here.
there.
Adeayo is here. The Geeky Media. These are people I know. Again, no slight to all these people because I know them. Again, if I was in Nigeria and they invited me, I'll probably go because it's my
Aya is not
little
there.
opportunity to speak.
No,
Ayo, are you here?
$3,000 speaking again. I don't tell her now. $3,000.
No, Ayo is in
wait, you
the
did attend?
academy now. Ayo is in the academy. So he doesn't have time. But let me see.
$3,000.
Aya, you know
Speaking
lawyer again.
engagement. Speaking engagement.
Shout out to
$3,000.
Adeyemi David. Like, I know all these guys and shout out to them. No slight to you guys. I love you guys. Like,
Guess what?
again, if I was there, I'll probably appear because it's my little opportunity to help talk to people. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really do much. Panel session on collaborations and cross-industry growth. What guys? Which one is this? Let me see. Let me read another one for you. I'm just going to read all the panels. If Omorigwe is attending the artist management and branding rights. It's you don't understand. This is not a masterclass. 2 hours. We're just going to speak about XYZ. Like by the time I'm done, and my head is filled up with so much knowledge. What knowledge is he gonna fucking give me that GPT-4 cannot give me in 2025?
GPT-4 doesn't
And
have the
YouTube.
context. It doesn't have the
GPT-4 and
Nigerian-
YouTube.
It doesn't
There's
have the
no
Nigerian
fucking
context.
there's no fucking Nigerian context
Nothing.
because
There's
the
nothing.
Nigerian industry does not exist. Ayo.
I'm joking now. When I say Nigerian context, you know I'm joking when they say context now. It's
Let me
giving the
read
Nigerian
another one.
context.
Let me read another one. The future of music production, bridging creativity, technology, and global influence. Nigga, fuck out of here. Conferences. Do you understand? The scammers are out, guys. The scammers are out. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. The scammers are out. They're everywhere now.
Oh my god.
See, guard your pockets. Guard your pockets, guys. The scammers are out. And I like this, how this like this Olushola guy, the Feladuro to you. There's their own breed.
Why they call him Feladuro to you now?
He's Feladuro to you 2.0 now. Let's keep it a buck now. That's who he is now.
Osagie, there's something. I don't think there's something that you know,
I'm seeing.
like you're seeing. People want to be led.
Which is life.
It's as simple as that. Like people
Bro,
don't want to be.
Bro,
Like
if we do a
keep
fucking
talking
master
about.
class now, we lose talk. People are going to pay, and that's one of my
Yes.
reasons why I don't want to do stuff like that because it's a fucking lie.
If I say,
You
you know,
understand?
if I say, you know, blue.
There's a conversation that we're having recently about
Mhm.
me and wifey and some of our friends who are doing like cooking masterclass from the food page and blah blah blah. And she was really angry because she felt that they don't know how to even from the recipe that they're doing, it's not authentic, it's not real, it's
Yeah.
not good. That people are not just being honest, right? She was telling me she was giving me an example of one of our friend who really likes money. I think she's an Instagram influencer. That she started this like exercise or whatever regimen to lose weight, and she has not even lost weight. She just started it, but she's selling it already.
It's futuristic sales.
So she was telling me that she reached out, like she was having conversation with her on phone one day, and she was telling her that how are you selling something that you are trying and does not work? You're telling people to go on the journey with you and you are selling it. Does it make sense? So she and her friend went back and forth about it, and she was trying to explain to her that what you are doing is fraudulent. But it came out as if she was judging, like she was actually like judging her friend, and they kind of had like a fallout, right? And I explained to her that I don't think you you put up your argument very well. You look as if you were hating. And it was a conversation about, am I just be too honest? If you are too honest, you don't have to, like, you won't make money in Nigeria. Is that how it is? I'm like, that's how the whole country is set up for people to take advantage of people. Do you get? Even when you know that something you are doing is not authentic, it's not really impacting people. You just have to sell it because you can make money from people. You are influential, and people are basically dumb enough. Do you get to just buy into these things? People want to be led. It's not just in Nigeria. Like, people are confused all over the world. Like, young people are growing up looking for the next step, the next action point to take, like just the next thing to jump on. And people are constantly coming up on the internet as influencers, as thought leaders, and using that as an advantage to take money from people. And there will always be people who are going to pay. So you can't blame it's capitalism. I don't blame anybody who's taking advantage of that because I'm not doing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not going to blame anybody, but I can at least clown them on my podcast.
Fair
enough.
Fair
Fair enough.
That's
enough.
life.
I agree, 100%.
And
100%.
I like
It's a
how
free
those
word.
guys, like the fella do, there's this Olushola guy, there's a way they also do it. They are in between the line of like circular, but they then straddle,
You have to be
Christianity
religious
and
in
religion.
Nigeria.
They straddle it just
That
a
is
bit.
how.
Just
That
a
is
that's
bit.
what
how
you-
you.
That's what the
Olushola
bag
is
is
a
now.
pastor too.
Yeah, it just enough. They just straddle
Yeah,
it,
just
and then
enough.
you say
Yeah.
God, and you have to.
Bro,
Bro.
I can mention names. I can mention at least 10 names of inspirational speakers or thought leaders like that, where their alliance with church is heavy because
Yeah.
that's how you enter. Because
But they don't go in fully.
the
Bro, it's not
opportunities
To
are
attend the
fast.
events.
It's
The
light.
opportunities are fast when you do that because if Pastor Poju is not doing something on youth empowerment, he invites you to speak and give you money and pays you for it, right? If his school is doing something, blah blah, you have to. It's like you open net, like you just cast your nets wide, so you
Why?
just catch as many as you can. So
In the Nigerian
just having that
context.
religious alliance can just put you in a different market that gives you job every week. Every week. That life coach I was telling you about, I was complaining
Yeah.
about. That's how he does it too. This one pastor, anybody invites him, he comes to church, he goes to winners, he goes covenants, he speaks like it's just his strategy.
Just wear a suit and speak well.
That's it, man.
See,
That's
this thing
it.
you talked about is super. I remember when I went to speak at it was a day before your wedding, I believe. I went to speak at the University of Ibadan, right?
Yeah, I remember.
And yeah, it was very interesting actually. And that day was a very big lesson for me because I did I was very proud of the presentation I did, and it was very detailed. But it was
And I also know you that you're not going to go out and speak to people and not be prepared, right?
Yes.
And not really try to impart and impart value on them. I understand.
Yeah, and it was a no BS presentation, and it was just preparing them for like realities outside university when they graduate. So it was
Yeah.
it was a bit brutal, and it was a
Yeah.
bit shocking, And when I finished it, people clapped. I felt it, but I thought my engagement. As a matter of fact, let me even put it like this, because don't let me speak in retrospect. I thought my engagement was great, which
Yeah.
was nobody's here to save you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to do it yourself. So you have to start learning some of the skills you have in university. And I walked them through that whole thing and everything. And the guy that came after me worked at Orange Academy. I think he was the head of Orange Academy. I can't remember his name. And my goodness, this guy just basically said shit. But the way you are going to be the future of the next tomorrow generation. Bro, the way the crowd reacted to this guy, I was in my
Yeah.
feelings like, this guy is just hyping you guys
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
and really not, and doing some cheesy ass storytelling. But
Yeah.
you are not going to
No.
learn any valuable skill sets or take anything
Yeah.
back home and say, okay, this is the plan I have to build myself towards graduation from school. Do you understand? I finished the whole thing, and the guy shook my hand, grinning with his teeth open and everything. And I was just like, get the fuck out of here with this shit. You
You
just
don't
came and
collect.
did some cheesy ass storytelling with no depth, and everybody was.
Yeah.
And that's when I started to understand that, okay,
But guess
Yeah.
what?
it's how you say it.
This is why the
Nigerians most
market
times.
exists. Yeah.
Thank
you.
This is why the market
You don't get
exists.
the highlight reel. You already have this highlight reel already.
Thank
you. Yeah.
Sell on. Easy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I took my next bus to Benin City, and from Benin City, I landed in Ugeli for my guy's wedding.
The hinterland.
So
I
that's it.
remember.
That's it. All right, man. Let's go to with Pastor Poju. Let's go to Pastor Poju.
No. Are you
man.
done with? Are you done with the
I'm
frauds?
done with the scammers. I'm on to the next
All
one.
right.
I'm on to the next one. If you're a believer of his church and everything, maybe you should
This
skip this part.
guy.
But I've been very consistent with my messaging that all these guys are frauds. I keep telling you people, and it's just a matter of time till everybody opens up to see. It's very simple. I try and tell people this thing, right? If you're a man of God, and that's why I say the church and state, they are in bed. They are all the same. The church and state have always been in bed. It's not now. Nigeria is not the first case of the church and state being in bed. Right from
Nah.
the early times that we've been talking about, the Vatican era, the church and state have always been in bed. As a matter of fact, the church was even leading the state at some point. It was King Henry that said, you know what, I want to marry another babe. And then they broke out, and that's when
And the Anglicans came about. Yeah.
Anglicans, and then that was one of the few
every-
times the church and state started to deviate.
But then the Anglicans were not in bed with the UK
every
state.
heinous crime, every heinous activity, heinous crime in human history has been further driven by religion. Like the government will say, I want to do this, but let's go through this way. And they will use the church or religion or religious houses or religious organizations. Yeah, that's how it is.
For me, it is clear, right? If you run a church and you're 100% for the people and you say this is the religion we're practicing, you have to speak to evil.
Yeah.
And speaking to evil is very simple. When you see bad governance, you call bad governance
You
out.
just point it out.
Do you understand? Like, it's not hard. When you see bad governance like this, you'll be calling it out every Sunday. This is bad governance. We do not like this. This is not what we do. As children of Christ, do not emulate this thing. But they do not do that. What do? They tell us what? Persevere.
No. They even apart from even telling you to persevere, they even blame you for complaining. They blame you. They try to shit on you for complaining.
Yeah, they say
Pastor Poju just literally on pulpit said Nigerians are ungrateful.
All right, I mean, the audio is here. It's 4 minutes, but I want us to listen to everything. But can we pause and every point it takes? Can we pause and just?
Of course, we have to dissect this genius video. We're going to.
All right, let's do this.
Annotating the lyrics.
The scammers are out, guys. Let's do this.
And I found a group of people, and people have been programmed on social media to hate their country, which is self-hatred.
Let's even start from there. First of all, yes, I'm going to hate my country. You know why? You know I'm going to hate my country. Guess why? Because I know somebody that bought a piece of land, got in Lagos, got the required documents from the Lagos state government. You understand? Only for some years to come by and then tell him that the document he got legally from the Lagos state government is not the right and required document, and that the way he built his land on is not approved, and so therefore they have to break down the land. Don't we know stories of that?
We all do. That one is even too far. When you grow up as a child and you see that you don't have lights, you're struggling for electricity, there is no pipe-borne water in your house. Bro, there's no security. Armed robbers can come to your house and kill everybody. They're not going to like your country now. It's simple. It's ingrained from us. We didn't need social media to tell us that Nigeria is fucked. We already live in Nigeria. You don't need the people that died in Jos. Do you think they waited for social media to say, "Oh, Nigeria live"? They already know. People who terrorists are killing every day already know that they're in a fucked country. They don't need Twitter or Instagram to tell them that, sir.
50-something people were killed in one weekend. The president did not respond to it, but responded to the Pope passing away. But you want people to not hate their government. This man is a tone-deaf motherfucker. But let's keep going.
Did he say anything about the people that died in Jos?
I was in America. I sat down with some Nigerians, and they started. I told them, I said, listen, before you continue, Nigeria, a person will graduate as a medical doctor and spend 500,000 throughout to become a doctor.
Let's pause that again. In fact, they fact-checked this guy.
One time.
They
fact-checked his house.
Life.
Shout out to the Nigerian Medical Association and all the doctors and nurses.
The way they fact-checked this guy this week, I want to read that quick fact-check.
I spent 140K on my project in 2010, on my final year project.
On your project.
Just projects.
God damn.
On your just one project in your final year.
Yep. I was doing my
Add inflation, that's like $1 million now.
Yep. Because we have to culture real like organisms, like do like real life culturing and monitor the results, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Like it costs money. So saying that someone just spent 500,000 there all through his schooling for medicine in Nigeria is a blatant lie. Do you get?
That's the blade. So don't let's even go into that because
Let's not even go into that. Let's not go into
there
that.
was
Let's not
a
go
there
into
was a
that.
whole
It doesn't make sense.
what you call it? I think the National Association of Doctors, they did a whole breakdown of how much you actually spend. But don't let's even go. So we shouldn't go into that, right?
Let's not go into that.
All right, let's go.
Nigeria, a person will graduate as a medical doctor and spend 500,000 throughout to become a doctor. Throughout. I say in America, and they're working in Johns Hopkins. Go and ask them how much. You graduate from Johns Hopkins, you graduate from Harvard as a doctor, and you spend $2,000. Are you okay? Do you know how much money you spend? Now,
let's call that false equivalence. Like, how can somebody be as literate as this and deliver false equivalence? Like, when are we going to start this false equivalence thing in Nigeria?
It's because he wants to drive an agenda, so he has to skew the data according to, or the supposed data that he has to fit into his agenda or narrative.
Two different countries, two different economies, two different levels of learning. Everything's so different, and then you then do that whole false equivalence. Anyways,
Nigerians are ungrateful. They will go through everything, education.
Oh, the guy said Nigerians are ungrateful. I think that's what pained me the most.
Grateful
That's what
for
pained
what?
me the most.
Grateful for this life
Nigerians
that
are
we're living.
ungrateful. What are we meant to be grateful for, Mr. Poju Oyemade? Tell us.
I want to spend there. Go there. I said, look, you will see a Nigerian, if they tell him in Nigeria to do 2 jobs, he will curse your life out. He will come to America, wake up in the morning, do first job, do second job, do Uber, and do everything he's doing. I said,
does it matter? It doesn't matter in reality. Does it know how many Nigerians are doing 2-3 jobs now?
It doesn't stay in Nigeria.
He doesn't stay in Nigeria. Okay.
It doesn't stay in Nigeria. He does not live in Nigeria.
He has never met an Uber driver that has a 9 to 5. Then when he gets off, he now starts Uber. He has never seen that person before. This is one of the fucking 1% elites.
Why do you think Nigerians do 2 jobs in another country? Like, it's very simple. Why do you think Nigerians do 2 jobs? That's the question you should ask. Why is it that when Nigerians are in Nigeria, they don't do 2 jobs, but when they travel out, they do 2 jobs? What do you think happens?
Don't say when Nigerians are in Nigeria, they don't do 2 jobs. When they're in Nigeria, they do 2 jobs.
They do more than 2 jobs. They did 3
Thank
jobs.
you.
But there's a
difference in the context of what he's talking about.
Yes, the
And
context
I
is
know
what
why.
you're talking about was someone who was doing a 9 to 5 here, was probably
Should I
working.
explain why? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to go ahead, Steve.
Okay.
Let me see if the same thing we're saying.
I want to start from like the logical inconsistency that comes when you are not honest, when you are being dishonest. If you finish this video, you talked about how Nigerians, you can't say Nigerians are not 45 or 46% employed because you can't, Nigerians, they're not factoring the informal sector. You guys remember, you've watched this video before now. You know he said something like that about somebody selling 750K wig that's not registered in the system.
Yes.
So on one hand, Pastor Poju is saying that Nigerians are running businesses informally, selling wigs, doing trade, and they make significant money without registration or government oversight. On the other hand, you're saying Nigerians don't work 2 jobs at home, but when they go abroad, they do 1 or 2 jobs. They do more than 2 jobs. Are you not seeing the inconsistencies here? Ignoring that the fact that the informal economy that he talked about later in this video is the same second job and side hustles that Nigerians also do in Nigeria. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
You can't praise the informal sector where people survive by hustling multiple jobs and at the same time
if they put the
criticize
fraction of
Nigerians.
this energy they put here.
Sorry.
Yeah, for criticizing Nigerians for not doing multiple jobs. And also in the Nigerian context, that multiple job thing it does not like is the reason why, like in the US and the UK, you can find like structured part-time jobs like retailing, like whatever it is. Maybe you are a waiter or like you are attendant at a retail shop. You can find it because it's structured that way. They pay hourly, they have formal shifts and stuff like that. In Nigeria, it does not exist. Most second jobs are informal. Do you get that? Unstructured. That's where the Nigerians entrepreneurship like comes into play. They just have the jobs at home. So saying that Nigerians do not have do say 2 jobs or 3 jobs at home is it's also another lie. It's also you being dishonest. Do you get straight up?
Yes. Now,
Yeah.
100% right, Steve. I'm going to pick up one point you said, which is the second point. Then I'm going to even go to which would drive my first point.
Yeah.
The second point you mentioned is if multiple jobs availability existed, Nigerians would pick it immediately.
100%.
The problem is that it's hard to pick 2 jobs in Nigeria because those kind of jobs don't exist that pay at the rate at which you should work.
Yes.
If there were jobs that were paying as good as your first job when you finished, right?
Yeah.
You would go and pick it. It's a no-brainer.
100%.
You understand? It's a no-brainer. You guys would, I mean, people would go and pick
and do it.
The gig. Hold on. Yeah. So, again, which leads to my first point. My first point is consider yourself consider yourself working as in the agency, right? In a media agency, you earn about 250K. You travel abroad. You can't find that job because maybe you don't have the required education, certificates, whatever. You're struggling to get a job. You're coming from a third world economy. There's also the whole bias there, right? So you've not been hired. So what do you have to do? You have to then pick a job as in a lower tier. So say maybe you are, I don't know, a security attendant at the Emirates or Old Trafford, right? And you can do that from a period of time. Maybe you can do that on the weekends. And then you have another day job, which isn't as good or it doesn't equate to the kind of job you were doing in Nigeria, but you have to do it for the meantime while you then grow yourself, right? And then you have those 2 jobs to manage to pay what? Your rent, to provide for your family, etc, etc. Do you see how the context is very different?
Yes.
Is it trying to tell me that if you were working in a media agency in Nigeria and then you moved to America or whatever country and you got that same gig, you're not working 2 jobs now?
No.
Because that salary
because you're good. Yeah. For your upkeep and your what
is required for you. I mean, basically, it would cover your cost of rent, cost of transportation, and your cost of living expenses.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So the context in which he's even arguing is just so skewed, but because he's trying to drive a certain point, he's arguing it out of context.
Yeah.
That's what I think. God. All right, man. Should we keep going?
Let's go.
Yeah.
So let's listen to every other thing. I don't know if I'm going to listen to 3 minutes of this bullshit, man, bro. I don't know.
Is it Paul? You are recording.
They will have blown. They kept quiet. He told me, he said, listen, what's the unemployment rate in Nigeria? I said, we don't calculate unemployment rate. He said, no, you must give me a figure. I said, there's.
Wait, what?
So
did you hear what he said?
The era of the days, he was not around. He was outside the country.
He said we do not calculate employment rate in Nigeria. Guys, did you hear what this man just said?
I heard it.
We do not calculate employment rate in Nigeria.
So what does the
MBS?
What does MBS do? They just play every month and release random figures.
We don't calculate on employment rate in Nigeria.
This is a man that's leading people to Christianity.
I've told you people, all these guys are fraudsters. I keep telling you people you believe it. You think this guy is going to send you to heaven. This guy. Anyways.
There's no figure. Nigeria, there's nothing like that. Let me tell you why. Yaba did a trade. They were just for church members to sell things. I thought they just put out tents like this, 1, 2, 3. In the car park. I wasn't saying this thing is a waste of time. One lady said, came to me, the pastor, thank you for doing this. Now, just to show you, she was selling wigs. She has a job. Before my eyes, somebody came out of the church and bought 3 wigs, each one 250,000. That business is not registered though. 750 grand that girl carried home. There's no job she's doing. So if somebody is in their house and just starts selling wig, are they unemployed? No. But are they registered as employed? No. Our statistics here is different. Understand
God.
your terrain.
My God.
Do you understand what I'm saying here? You see, one of the problems in Nigeria, people don't understand their terrain. Understand your terrain.
Okay, understand my terrain. So I should be cheating the government by not registering my business and not paying taxes. Is that what he's saying? Is that the message? Is that what you mean? This is in Nigerian context that Steve was saying. In Nigerian context,
he said that you should understand the terrain that lady is employed, but she's not yet inside the system.
So for me to understand my terrain now, launch a business, do not register it, do not pay taxes. That is understanding my terrain, right?
Yes,
the fact that people can run businesses without registration, without regulation, without taxation, this is the systemic failure that we're talking about.
That has led to the nonsense that we're all experiencing.
That has led to where we are. You just highlighted like weak institution, poor tax collection. You highlighted like several problems, gaps in
unavailability of
informal job
data
creation, lack of business support infrastructure. There's a reason why these other countries are considered developed, right? In a healthy economy, right? Registration and taxation are the reason for public service, like your roads, your healthcare, your security.
Steve, I can kiss you on the forehead right now, bro.
Like
this is basic economics.
This is basics. When most of the economy is informal, that's why our government is unfunded. That's why we are losing out on basic services.
Yes,
bro. It's simple.
The fact that I can't correlate both is troubling. It's a red flag.
I perfectly understand the scenario of the that he drew with the story of a woman making 750k from a registered business. Like, you are speaking to somebody who built businesses at home that didn't even register it, just based off business names. I was making money. I just moved on. I know what you are saying. I've benefited from it, but I'm not coming out to use it as a point to support
on the long run, you did not benefit from it.
On the long run, if you look at it, maybe you use it to save money, but
your kids didn't go to school for free.
Yes, for free. Yeah. I'm not coming out to gloat about it, because I'm not trying to paint a picture that does not exist. I'm not trying to fraud people to remain in the country so that they'll keep funding my church.
Yes,
the guy now said, understand your terrain.
Understand your terrain. A terrain of corruption, weak institution, non-taxation. That is the terrain that you are proud about.
Poor leadership.
God of mercy. Let's keep this.
In America, you will sell like that. IRS is coming for you.
He made it look like it's a bad thing. He said IRS is coming for you. He made it look like it's a bad thing. Man. You know what is happening? When I watched this video, you know what I thought? The first thing I thought after just getting mad at the bullshit he was saying, first thing I thought is, this man went out of Nigeria, went to another country, saw how hard it is to set up something and scale, right? Yeah. Which affects every immigrant. It's almost like you start from zero, right?
Yeah, that's where it is.
He experienced that, and he got pissed and came back and made this
which is painful. Thank you.
It's
which
painful.
Is painful.
He went and he became a nobody. He has to start from scratch all over again. You have to pay all those taxes. You have to do all those things. And he looked at it and said, I got away with so much things here. So many things here. I can't do all of that. I can't get away with anything like that over there. Oh my God. And then he came back here and made this rant.
You go home with 750,000. Out of that 750,000, 200,000 belongs to government. Don't drop it. You'll see jail. Are you following what I'm saying here? Understand the terrain. Sit down and say, what is this terrain? Then understand it so you know how to play.
Understand it so you know how to play. What does that mean?
That's it.
Mr. Pastor, educate us. What does that mean?
Yeah,
what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
That sounds very... It's moving in a very gray area now, Pastor.
Yeah,
encouraging
something what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, encouraging something that you should not be encouraging, sir. Which is very scary as a man of God.
See, there's this point where you say, "Oh, Fashola makes this point. Oh, you can't quantify us by Western stats or data collection." I agree. Nigerian economic realities cannot always be measured by global standards. I agree with that point, though. because of like their local nuances and context. Osagie, I'm sorry, and structural differences, right? Like, but it should not be an excuse. It should not be an excuse for you to play down on the data that exists, because we've not done the work, the rigorous research, context, and specific studies to come up with a better system that accurately captures the state of our economy. We're not ready to do the work. Then the people who have done the work will keep downplaying it. Let's sit down and do the work that is required to really define how our economy is, or how the state of our country is, or the state of our continent is, so that we know that, okay, this is the number we are working with. You can't say we should ignore that number. We should ignore the statistics that exist. Okay, what should we use? We should not use any data. We should just be using vibes.
We should understand the terrain.
What does it mean by that?
We should play the game.
Know how to play the game.
Play the game.
That
sounds like a very
and guess what?
Mafia movie.
Play the game is what middle class Nigerians.
This is what the boys on the streets
used
to tell us.
Yes.
So Sagi,
play the game.
You understand how they go. You go play and like I see they go.
Play the game is what middle class Nigerians is why middle class Nigerians are the biggest proponent of the jackpot system, because they are not able to play the game. They want to graduate from school, get into a system that rewards their hard work. They don't want to play any game. They want to work and be able to take care of their family. You understand? Bro, I always say in the group, I know the game. I can play it. But I'm thinking, like, sometimes I used to think about, like, 2021, 2022, I'll sit down, I'll do some kind of things, and money will come. You orders my trip to Apapa and stuff like that. I'll sit down and do I want my kids, after, like, going to school for, like, 4, 5 years or 3 years,
to be
going through this? After I've bribed, like, some custom agent to clear a car or something like, just to be able to make more extra money to the money I'm making, and all the stress of it, after spending hours in fuel station on a Monday morning. And do I want my kids to go through this? Like, there's a reason why middle class Nigerians are the biggest, like, demographic that travel abroad to restart their life, because they can't play the game.
The
game is hard. It's frustrating. Because people just want to wake up.
It's a small cosmetic business, but NAFDAC is giving me a lot of problems. I just need to bribe someone. I understand the terrain, so I play the game. Do you understand what playing the game is in a dysfunctional society?
Bro, we open a car wash in town, in our hometown. See the bill we are getting from local governments for a car wash that's not made 100,000 naira.
Yeah, what do you call that? Duplication of bills, or
getting taxes. We're getting receipts, like, those bills where people in uniform just come and give you
all those small receipts.
What's happening? No structure. Nobody. Which office is this? Nobody. They're coming with thugs.
There's no office now. It's
coming with thugs.
Understand which terrain.
That's the terrain. The terrain of thugs, of harassment.
Have you seen?
If you didn't play the game,
you didn't play the game.
Okay.
That's why you go to the office, to the main guy.
I eventually played it.
I
eventually played it. But the problem is, I don't want my kids to play this game.
No, you must play the game. If you play the game, I'm going to give you Poju Made's live link to attend this church online. Since you play the game. Let's finish. Let's finish.
The girls and the lady said, when you get more, send to me. In other words, I'm telling you that person could have bought 1.5 million on wigs on the spot. And if you see the lady buying, you will not know she has seen 2 million in her life. My mind was renewed. This is Nigeria. Do you get what I'm saying? The land of opportunity where good cometh.
Man, fuck you and everything you stand for.
Pastor Poju,
are you following what I'm saying here? So what you should say every day is good cometh unto me.
Osagie's verse.
Say Nigeria happened to them. What are you talking about? You understand what I'm saying?
My last point I'm going to make. Okay, sorry.
In America, there are 4 people groups that are doing better than Caucasians. Nigerian Americans are, I think they're number 2, Nigerians. And they said why? It is the family of Nigerians, the way they raise their children. Which means the generation that left Nigeria when they got there still raised their children the Nigerian way. And the Nigerian way says book first before talent. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Get degree, whatever you want to do. Do. If you say you want to paint, paint. But first of all, bring certificates. And that's the way in. Why people are saying, what are these Nigerians doing? Because they tell their children education. You enter a Nigerian home, they are disciplined. The value system here is treasure. You now go there, you go and join people. I say, hey.
Nah, I know what happened. This guy went to Yankee, he couldn't cut it, came back and went on your fucking rants. That's what happened.
Sorry, I have
That's what happened. Yeah.
Nigerian value system is treasure.
He said
Treasure
Niger-
where is it reflecting in the society?
You are my treasure. As I speak.
That's what he was talking about. You said, oh, if you go to
Nigerian
Nigerian
system
homes,
treasure.
if you go to Nigerian homes, you see
That-
discipline.
That,
So
that
where
voted in people who does not have history.
So
no
where-
record.
Yeah, so where do our politicians come from? They didn't come from Nigerian homes.
From
They
Cameroon.
they came from Cameroon. They sent them from here.
And
This is like
Sierra
I
Leone,
will
you know,
keep
Sierra
telling.
Leone is close to us. Our borders are very, very porous. So I think they infiltrated
yeah,
us
it's true.
and
So what's he talking about that Nigerian homes are this? The degradation of the moral value system in our country. People like Wiki exist because
isn't that wiki?
No,
I
where
can't
did
even-
Wiki come from? Somalian home.
He came from Somalian home. And look at this man. I just Googled now. This man has not said anything about the killings of Christians in the north.
No, you can't.
Nah.
Not one statement.
See, that's why
He's a fraud now.
the Muslim brothers all up in the north, they will always speak. They will spoken. Do you understand? See, no matter what the
Bro.
agenda is, you know, our Muslim brothers now in the southwest, I think one of the states, they are now pushing for
Sharia.
Sharia law.
yeah. And somebody
Oyo
posted it
State,
and said,
That's Oyo
these are
State,
people,
yeah.
these are Oyo State. He said
Those are
he has to respect them.
people-
They're on their mandates.
Yes,
They are
I
pushing
do.
their ish.
I actually respect them a lot.
So
Yeah,
where
a lot.
where are the Christian clergies and co
Look at the
when they are
victory.
killing people in different states? They don't say nothing.
So
Nothing.
actually, I googled this. Can and PFN have said, or no, I think Can
Kanu
and
talk.
Catholic. No, Can and
Kanu
Catholic
talk.
Church and the Catholic
Yes.
Church have said it. But is it the big three that always will not let us rest? Will always be quiet about this. But if Tinubu goes to for convention in their kilometer 5, they will put him in the front row. They dare
Yes,
not
sir.
tell him anything. They will not be talking
but-
about Nigerian youths. God
But
punish you.
do you guys see the inconsistency in all this in this
All
rant
over
that
the
he went
place.
on?
All over the place, brother.
Nigerians is not. You say Nigerians. We can't calculate the informers because they don't. You can't judge by our employment rate because they don't calculate the informal sector. But you went on to say Nigerians not do 2 jobs. It's like I just look at you say, what's you they talk? That person
And
that
then use
sold
one
wig we are
example
talking
of
about,
selling wig
that
as
girl,
representing the informal sector.
that girl, she's probably also has a 9 to 5.
Of course.
So what is the wig is what? Is it not a second job?
Anyways, so that it is not one-sided, there's someone here who backed up what Pastor Oyemade said, right? Poju Oyemade said. His name is Dr. Stephen Akintayo. He's of reputable, he's a doctor. He has doctor in him, so
Fuck
I
you,
believe I believe he's of reputable character. So let's read what he said. He says, "I agree with Pastor Poju 1000%. We don't know how to balance holding government accountable and loving your country. Americans are protesting against Donald Trump, but they are still passionate about their nation. They love America. Over 20% of them who were born in America don't even have an international passport, as they so love their country, they don't think of traveling elsewhere." You see how these people just find a way of gaslighting and just lying and taking out of context stuff? They are
Wait,
so
wait.
brilliant. Bro, these guys have
Wait.
learned. Yes.
What does he mean by? What? So he's saying that Americans don't like leaving their country because they love the country so much. So
Yes.
do you know? Do you know the percentage?
of them? He did a census and found
He
out
said
that
over 20% of them does
who
not
were
have
born in
passports.
America don't have international passports. Yes.
How many percent of Nigerians have international passports?
Is this? Are you minding this one? Are you minding this one?
have to
You
be
see, the
aware.
problem is when we look at Nigeria, it's like what Pastor did.
It's Lagos.
It's
It's
Lagos.
Lagos.
They
It's
centered the whole
Lagos.
thing on Lagos.
Yeah.
Lagos.
This man should go and live in some certain parts
Bro,
of Nigeria
obviously,
for
somebody
a
that
month.
said Nigerians that don't like doing 2 jobs obviously does not know the country.
You
He does
don't
not
know
live in. He
Nigeria.
lives in the different reality entirely. He does not know
Tone
Nigeria
deaf.
for tone deaf. To say
He
that
says
Nigerians
you-
don't like doing 2 jobs. Hey God.
Let's go back to the doctor here. The doctor says, Stephen Akintaya, by the way, says you can't prosper in a country you speak evil about every day. What he's saying is a 4x4 wavelength, but typical 2x2 mind can't comprehend. Nigerians who can't do vocational work in Nigeria are proudly doing Uber in America with pride, begging to have 3 jobs. Do you see the false equivalence? I don't know how to start to explain this thing. I
I
just
spoke
believe that
evil of
all the listeners here are smart enough to understand how stupid this sounds.
I spoke evil of Nigeria all my life in Nigeria, and I still prospered. So
Bro,
Yeah.
every damn
whatever you want to
freaking
do, every damn
you,
freaking
do you
day.
see what he says? He says Nigerians who can't do vocational work. How much does the vocational work pay in Nigeria? That's just simple. Let's just
They
break it
don't
down
get
as
it.
simple as that.
They don't get
How much
it,
does vocational work in Nigeria pay compared
bro.
to
There was let me give you a gist. Wifey, I don't know where wifey one day. Wifey Misha saw an insect,
Mhm.
right? She saw an insect. She picked it up and showed wifey. And wifey was looking at it, and she had not seen that type of insect before.
Yeah.
That's how small thing the trouble. So that's how she started googling. I think she now said it was bed bugs.
She should have just used ChatGPT, snapped it with her phone, and sent it to
She
GPT
see
now.
Google she image searched and saw that it was bed bugs, and or maybe it was something that looked like bed bug. Although me, I does not agree that it's bed bug, but it says
Yeah.
bed bug. Since that day that she saw that thing, her body started scratching her. Whether something was biting her or not.
Yeah.
Something
Psychologically, her body just started itching her.
psychologically, her body just started itching her. So I said, okay, I don't want while. After they pestered me, I came back one day, a funny face. I picked up the phone, I googled insect terminators or something,
Yeah.
and I called one. Bro, they gave me a bill.
What the insecticide guys, you call the company.
I called the company now.
Wow.
Bro, the guy gave me a bill. Hey, after they gave me a bill, I started thinking about my life. I'm like, wait, it's the for to come and spray whatever this sprays. So I said, okay, you know what? And I called our guy, who's in Ottawa. The Lustock guy.
Yeah, shout out
I
to our
called
friend of the
him.
show.
He said, call your landlord immediately. I called landlord. Landlord said, oh, okay, I'll call this guy, text this guy, tell him to come do the job.
They have
Then
people on retainer.
tell him to send me the bill. I said, oh, okay. But when I saw, like, the essence of this conversation is like, when I saw the bill, I shocked. Because this is something we do at home where we call people to come and, what do we call it in Nigeria again now?
My brother. I know those guys. I know
Yeah, what would you call them?
whatever,
Pesticides
yeah.
guys to come and spray in your house to make sure everything is good, especially when you've done like new nets or something to ensure that everything in the house is good. Exactly, bro. I know they pay those guys past 5K, 6K. Bro, if you see bill where they give me, I'm like, I had to call. I had to start making call before someone told me, oh, call the landlord to fix it.
Yeah,
That's
call
how
your
they do it.
landlord.
And they
Yeah.
fix it. Do you get, like, the essence of the conversation is how much those guys earn because of the hourly pay structure, the way the economy is structured. Those guys speak. Go. Do you know what plumbing means? Plumbing. Do you know how much plumbing costs?
Bro.
That's why here is do it yourself.
Something
You do it
clogged my
yourself,
sink in
Bro.
my former house here.
Yeah.
The bill that guy gave me when he was done. I told my wife,
Do you get?
I said I'll go
So
learn
why
this
would
plumbing thing.
Exactly. So why would Nigerians go there and learn it?
It pays. It pays. I should go and learn plumbing in Nigeria and they'll be paying me 5,000 naira. Do you understand?
So like, people don't like. People they know these things. They're just being dishonest about it.
They are very, all of them. They are all in the same circle of dishonest people.
And is that dishonesty? I'm not going to.
Who confuse people and swindle people and take their money.
Yes.
They are all the same group of people. Let me finish up this thing.
Please finish up his points.
He said, I sat down with a relation of mine yesterday whose business does over 5 million in profit monthly. Fucking liar, but let's keep going.
Money.
But yet, went to do masters in the UK and working in a job he doesn't like, claiming he is using money from his UK job to support his Nigerian business. I had to sit him down that if a business is doing 5 million naira without your presence, it will grow multiple times more with your presence because your current UK job is not up to the profit you are making from your Nigerian business. This whole thing also is entirely wrong.
God.
Let me calculate what 5 million naira is in USD. How much is dollar now, Steve?
1.6.
Dollar should be one. Is it
Isaiah should be
1.6?
asking
Okay.
himself.
Isaiah should be asking. His
1.6.
cards. I mean,
So it makes about $3,125 every month. Okay. Now says we have a wrong social media programming that sets us up against our nation. I can love my nation and still hold public office holders accountable. Are you aware that the platform Nigeria, well, I was here on this podcast a few episodes ago telling you that the whole concept of the platform is just is this Poju guy now, the platform, nation building, all that nonsense. It's just, anyways, that the platform is holding leaders more accountable than negative social media rants. Again, Pastor Poju didn't ask you not to speak to your leaders to do better, but speak from a place of solution, speaking from a place of love for country. We may have large numbers of irresponsible leaders, but Nigeria is not the problem. This is why there is still money where it is. We all have what it takes to make it big in this country. I get telling people that they should pay you
yeah,
$18,000 to build their
$18,000.
business in a
Yes, of
dysfunctional
course.
country is where the
Yeah.
opportunity lies for you.
So when you have that kind of business setup or that kind of framework, you wouldn't want your biggest audience, target audience, to have the idea to leave the country. You want them to remain in the country, to keep paying you money for mentorship. That's why you are fighting. You're fighting with this narrative. But I want people to actually be honest with what they are saying and have like nuanced conversation about about the country. We all of us here still have like huge ties in the country in terms of business, families, and stuff like that. We're not having properties. We're not even having conversations because we don't jackpot, we don't travel. I don't want that narrative to be there. Do you get? I'm constantly
It
very
cannot
careful
even be
of that
there for me.
narrative.
It cannot be there
can't
for
be
you.
there.
We have been consistent with this message.
From
And
day one.
it will be a freaking lie to ourselves if we see this kind of thing going on and every day we come on this podcast and the only thing we want to talk about is music and pop culture and blah blah blah.
Lagos love story.
That's, as a matter of fact, that what Lagos Love Story. You're going to give me the gist on that one. But like, that is how this podcast started, right? We started with pop culture, right? But we started
Yeah.
to see what was happening in our surrounding every day, and it influenced what we started to talk about and discuss on this podcast. Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's reality, right? If things start to get better again, we don't need to talk about what is affecting us every day or every week on the podcast. Just to talk about the med courses and the cost of being a medical student or going through that whole phase, right? Someone did a whole breakdown, said med course is 7 years. Feeding is 6,000 naira a day, which is 2.2 million naira a year, which is 15 million naira for 7 years. Accommodation is 400,000, which is 3.8 million for 7 years. Books, clothing, equipment, say around 4 million. Fees, 10.5 million. Transportation, 1,000 naira daily is 2.5 million. That is 36.1 million naira to become a medical student in Nigeria. The guy went from 400,000 naira, like 36.1 million naira,
Yeah.
and this man said it cost you 400,000 naira to become a medical student.
That's what happens when you're dishonest. When you're being dishonest, you don't say the truth though. Agenda.
Just dishonest on all levels. All right, man, we have another pastor here. I don't know if you guys want to listen to this. I mean, they were wild in this week. Let's listen to this one.
Person called me and said the internet is on fire. I said, what is on fire? I don't even know what's on fire. I'm not interested, but I'm for curiosity. I said, Holy Spirit, if I'm wrong, tell me, and I will never say I'm right when I'm wrong. He was dictating God's word to me verbatim in the bedroom.
God.
He said, you are not wrong, you're right. I said, how? He said, listen. And he began to break down scriptures. He said, I became sin for humanity. True? I said, yes. He said, you became sin. So that's why we must not. Do you like sin? I said, no. He said, why is that Christians say sin? I said, yes. He said, can you be a friend to a sinner? He said, no. He said, you can only lead people to Christ, but you cannot be a friend to a sinner. Is that not true? Yes. He quoted Bible scriptures to me. And he said, don't sit in the council of the ungodly. We say so. Is that not true? He said, if a believer is mixing with sinners, I think you say, why is this man doing with the sinners? Do you say, don't you say so? I think you say so. You say, why can't this man lead people to Christ? You can. He said, give to the gospel. You say, why would this?
First of all, how is this guy a public speaker?
What is this talking about?
So he doubled down. So he said that Jesus Christ hated poor people and never visited them. There was like public reaction to it. Then he doubled down on it again. and claimed that he was told that, blah, 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 that the Holy Spirit kind of told him he wasn't wrong, meaning that the Holy Spirit supports the claim that Jesus Christ hates poor people and never visited their houses, even though he visited the house of Peter, a poor fisherman who was untrained and uneducated. He then said we should be angry when we mix and relate with poor people. He further said, by saying we can only help but not associate with them, things like this stomp on us. We don't know how to feel anger, pain, hurt, or disappointment. Basically, it's still in that whole rhetoric of disdain from poor people. I don't like poor people. If you are poor, don't interact with poor people. And for me, I'm
Where
just
in the
like,
gospel is that?
do you understand? Like growing up and just attending church, everything was meant to be kumbaya. When did this whole thing happen where everybody has to hate poor people?
And
What's
I
this
get
whole
why
thing about poor people and
I don't get it. And I understand why people are going back to Anglican and Catholic church, because those people don't all this. You won't hear all this rubbish there. You won't hear all this
This
rubbish
is getting too much for me.
It's only in Pentecostals you hear this rubbish.
It's getting too much for me. Did you see the guy that talked about organ harvesters almost disguising as police and almost kidnapping his brother off a boat
Yeah, I
ride?
saw it. I saw that.
That's crazy, man.
Right? But we should not hate our country, even though law
No.
enforcement cannot deal with these guys. The craziest thing about things like this, like stories like this happen. See, when incidents like this happen, I'm not mad. But when you then go and report this to like law enforcement, nothing is done. That's the
Nothing.
problem.
Yeah.
There's no case of investigating what happened. Oh, these things happened, right? How do we stop these things? How do we prevent these things from happening? Steve talks about this thing all the time. One major case can lead to people changing an entire industry or how an entire product is built.
Legislation
Yep.
safe. Yeah.
Yep.
You understand? There's a whole concept, I think, legislation now in one country where your swimming pool has to be covered
If you have
if you are not
minors.
using it. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like one bad incident happened, which led to a whole refabrication of how a certain product or industry does business. And we don't have anything like that in our country.
But guess what? We have senators that go to these people's churches that know them. We have House of Rep members that know these people. But no, it's poor people you talk about.
So I don't know. There's somebody I know, and I think we've gotten to the point where we're all tired. And when you get tired of like the country not helping you, or not, I won't even say helping you, but like just setting like proper standards, you have to start to take a lot of things on yourself, which is what we started doing as Nigerians, right? We built our own water system, we built our own sewage system, we handle our own security ourselves, we handle part of our power ourselves, right? Whether you're
become
using
your
a
own
battery
government.
generator or solar, you become your own mini government, right? Then he leads to questions like this. Shout out to Super Sanusi, right? He said something. He said, besides complaining, how do we actually go about fixing Nigeria?
I've thought of this.
Yes.
Do you understand? Someone like him, yeah, Ayo, go.
Ayo, you have really, you know how to think about how to really solve things, and I really like that about you, because your Lagos strategy on how to solve a housing problem in Lagos is still something I still think about every time, and
there are two ways for me.
Give me this solution.
There are two ways to help to move Nigeria forward, right? Either there's a mass revolution, right? Which I doubt at this point, because Nigerians are we can't agree on anything. I doubt that there's a mass revolution like we saw with the Arab Spring, where everything just turned upside down. That's the only solution. That's the first solution. The second solution is we have another group of elites, right? That will take out the elites that we have right now and deliver governance to people. Now, this elite is not the top.
The second one will not work.
It doesn't mean they won't be. It doesn't mean they won't be corrupt. It doesn't mean that this second elite will not be corrupt.
Mm-hmm.
But a case of we have a contract of $750 million, we only take $50 million for ourselves, and we use 700 million.
Nigerian Context. The name of this episode is Nigerian Context.
Nigerian
I don't
Context.
like this, Ayo. I don't like this.
Bro,
this is Nigerian Context. I don't like it.
That is the only way it's going to work. Is it a mass? Is there a mass revolution or another elite comes up? But right now, that's why I said I'm not voting 2027, because there's nothing that's going to happen.
No,
nothing
if Peter Obi runs, would you vote?
Oh, yeah, I will vote for him, basically. But apart from that, who is the governor I want to vote for? House of Reps, Senator. There's no.
Bad boy is coming.
Let Badebo go to Oshodi and first convince them. If you can convince them, then I'm fine. If you can convince them in Oshodi, I'm fine. It's a joke. They own this thing. Look, if you understand the conspiracy of the elite system in Nigeria, when I say elite, I'm talking about the leaderships and rich people in this country. People that I'm not talking about your neighborhood rich man. I'm talking about people that are, if you go and check their grandfather, because this is their grandfather, now then build this country. Bro, you people are not getting out. There is no hope. I'm sorry. There's only Japa. There is no hope. You cannot vote your way out of the conspiracy that is Nigeria right now. You people are shouting about Tinubu. Tinubu has he's buying the state capture. State capture don't day since.
No, be today.
Your police is in bed. Your army is in bed. Your religious leaders are in bed.
Everybody, bro.
Everybody is a whole fucking political orgy.
Down.
It's a whole political orgy. Your bank CEOs, see, your bank could be stealing from me every single day. CBN can't do shit. Because who fucking bankrolls the elections at the end of the day? You should think. So when I see Nigerians arguing, I'm like, bro, you people don't know what is, if you know what is going on. You save your energy for yourself.
To be honest, I've given up as well. Bro. This is just public commentary. I've given up.
Public commentary, bro.
Of course, I know you've given up now. If you're not giving up, bro, you'll be where you are now.
I've given up.
Yes, now.
I've given up. All I do now is just listen to Stephen Akintayo.
That's what you know what's interesting about all these things, eh?
Yes.
You know what's very intriguing about Nigeria is that everybody from Pastor Poju to Stephen Akintayo to everybody who comes to tell you that Japa is not the solution, blah blah, which of course we know. They all have their roots family. They're all family rooted abroad.
Bro,
all of them.
Bro. What are you talking about?
I remember my wealthy uncle that used to tell me, "Don't, this country is great." Blah blah blah. 2019 called me, said, "Omo, all of us are moving to America. I'm just moving down to America. I'm coming back." I said, "Okay." He came back. Me and still day. Me and they with the G's they watch match on Saturday. Go still they tell me this country is great. Don't think about living here, young man. You can build here. I said, "Okay." Why? No wala.
Moved his own children.
He moved everybody. Bought a house in America. I moved.
But this country is great.
You know, I was like, so why is your family? Why is everyone not here? Do you get?
All right, let's listen to Stephen Akintayo again. He has another video that I told you my bookmarks is on fire today, man. Let me play this one for you. This one is really good.
I had a very shocking experience. I think it was yesterday. A young man who came for our book launch, myself and Dr. Cosmos last month, and then wanted mentorship from me. So I hosted in my office. How old are you? 23. How much is your monthly income? You know, do you work? He said, yes, I work as a programmer for a European company from Nigeria. Now hear this. How much is your salary? 20 million per month. At that point, wait, what degree do you have? He said, I left school in SS2. Yes. So when my video went viral, when I said education, formal education is overrated, I did not say it's not important. I'm saying it's overrated because some of the people making money did not even go to school. When Dr. Cosmos starts speaking now, you understand that the money is not in air-conditioned office. Am I making sense at all?
Let me get this straight. Let me just get this straight. He says he met a young man who says he works as a programmer. I don't know what the hell a programmer means, but he most likely means software engineer, right? In this context. All right. And that the guy earns 20 million naira every month, right? I did that into euros. That's about 11,000 euros every month. You are a goddamn liar. Nobody's earning 11,000 euros every month being a programmer. I don't want to know the company. What kind of lie is this? 11,000 euros every month being a what? Which company are you working? Which company is in Europe that's paying you 11,000 euros to be programming? I want to know the company. Personally. I would like to know that company. 11,000 euros. So, you have an idea of how much people now earn, like?
Yeah, sure. But why is the company not from Nigeria that is paying the?
No,
so why is there a European company?
No, he works remotely. That's what he's trying to say.
Okay.
No.
They pay you 11,000 euros every month, and you work remotely in Nigeria.
Remotely.
I
Cut
beg,
it out, man.
sell that story to another person. I beg.
20 million
Well,
naira every month. No, think about it. 11,000 euros every
see,
month. A company in
the,
Europe pays you.
Osags, I think there's also like to be very honest, I think there should be power in also telling people, like in the part of like what Pastor Poju was preaching about in terms of understanding your terrain, right? I don't just like the way he was framing it as if, oh, it's a good thing. I want you to tell me that, oh, this is a bad thing, but you can still take advantage of it and sort yourself
He's
out
a
and make
pastor. You
money.
can't say it's a bad thing. You have to give
Exactly.
everything the
Yeah.
light.
And that's what I keep telling young people. And I keep telling anyone there, like, yeah, everything they say about Nigeria in terms of all the opportunity, everything is true. But it comes with a level of being very, very street smart and knowing what's up, knowing what to do, and
You
understanding your
can't say
terrain.
that now. He's a pastor. You can't say that.
Exactly.
You can't
So
say
if you
that.
can't say that,
He's
just
a
keep
man of
quiet and
God.
talk about other
He's a
things.
man of God. He has
Don't
to,
come deceive us.
he has to show you the righteous path.
Bad news, guys. There are
What's the
going to
bad
be
news?
more people like these grifters. We just highlighted a couple of them now. We played some of their
Osagie,
videos. They're
wait
going to
next
be
year.
they're going to be more grifters, and I think I'm going to join the squad.
Bro.
No. You're not joining. I know
No, you
I
can't.
know
You
you're
can't
not
join
joining.
again.
Bro,
You don't.
You
what
can't
do you mean I
join.
can't join? I'm going to get a ring light. My wife will be the one, or one of my kids will be recording me. And I just need to say, what was the Olushola guy saying? Bro, I'm going to pick a random video that guy was saying on.
As long as it's not politics, then it's fine, sir.
No, it's not. No, I'm going
What's
to do this
politics?
nation
No.
building thing that they do.
Oh, nation. I love that thing. Nation building.
Osagie is not doing anything. Let's not bother. Let's not even.
Bro, you
can't
think
do
I can't
that.
do this thing?
You can't do it.
You
Your
can't
conscience
do
will
it.
break you.
And from
If
there,
you
I
go
just
down,
venture.
if
From
you
there, I
want
just
down, if you don't
venture
down since-
into. I just go and pick one of these churches and say, and I just start. Before you know it, I'm a deacon.
Yeah.
Bro, it's just.
Before you know, you're a youth leader. It's bro.
It's actually
Bro.
a pipeline, sir. It's actually
It's a
It's a
pipeline.
pipeline now. It's a pipeline.
See, I'm just
now.
going to pick one random video from this guy. Boom.
If I want to trend today,
It's the
I know what to
pipeline.
do. If I want 1 million
That's it.
followers on Instagram by next month, I know what to do. I'll probably need to just stir some controversy, call out a couple of people, maybe cross dress or go completely nude, spray some money here and there, take a jab at another popular person, show that I have some change and blah.
Oh,
blah,
the guy
blah.
has
Because
sobbed.
that
Osagie,
seems to be the
pause.
working
The guy
template.
has sobbed so many people in this video, from Bobrisky to Kubana
Everybody,
to he
VDM,
sobbed everybody.
Everybody
He
took
sobbed
shots. Everybody took shots.
collect.
Everybody took shots. While
He
he
said
was
he goes
still
to
building his own.
His own, no.
At least to a given extent. I know the things to do. And so stop thinking that people who don't compromise on their values are ignorant. No, we're just disciplined. And disciplined people know that not every type of fame is for them. And not every type of public accolade or applause should you add to your rank. Disciplined people know that not every type of money is for them.
This guy's
Disciplined
talking
people know
to
that
me,
the
man.
end doesn't always justify the means, but that the means itself can either justify or nullify itself. So what's the obsession
Boss.
with being trendy? What's the obsession with growth without deep roots? It is not enough to grow, you must grow well.
No, this guy is good. I gotta give it to this guy. This is good. This is
Fire
good
on.
scamming.
Fire
So
on,
at
Pastor.
the end of the day, so this is what I'm. So Steve, I can do this. Can't I do this?
You
No,
can't.
you can't.
This is just facts only for real life.
I know you can't.
You
You
can't.
can't. Oh,
This is
you
just facts
can't.
only for real life, bro. We're doing facts only now.
You can't.
This is facts
you-
only for real life.
If you could do it, you won't be where you are right now. You go for not the near minister of youth position now. Yeah.
The best you can do, Osagie, is what you are doing. You know,
Yeah.
telling young people the benefit of hard work and stuff like that. Right? And I don't know. I don't like when people want to make I hate it when people want to make a point about how great Nigeria is, and you first take a shot at Japa people. What did they do now?
But they say you are
They're not-
cowards. You are cowards. You left the country.
You can
Yes.
make all those comments, and because you know why it annoys me. I've never seen anybody come to make that point and I check behind and I don't see that they're family rooted, that they've jackpot themselves.
Yes, no.
You get-
But
I
their
don't know
families
if-
are abroad.
And their families are abroad or stuff like that. So I don't even. And Pastor Poju, you are not even we know why you can't. Why you are not you are not jackpotting. You're making your money in Nigeria. Who
It's a
gives you?
cold
You've now
world,
made
man.
it's a cold water. You've made it. You've
Cold
had the
world we live
access.
in.
You've had the access to so maybe in the future send your kids to school abroad, even from Nigeria. Spend that kind of money. You have it. You have the means. Not everybody can. How people just understand what it means for people to firmly uproot themselves from a country they've spent their whole lives and go
It's
another place to set up. It's not easy. They talking down on people like that. It doesn't make sense.
Man, he talked
It
down
don't
on
make
people.
sense.
they
It
have to
don't make
talk down
sense.
so that the money,
Again.
the Sunday service money, donation can be plenty now. Even
Ah,
on the
I was
nah.
watching
Japa,
that video and I saw young
There's
people there, laughing and
yeah,
shaking their head and saying,
yeah.
"My time will come. All I need to do is just work hard and understand the terrain and play the game."
Yeah,
you know the
yes,
funny thing?
yes. That's all they have to
Bro,
do actually, Osagie. They're right, actually.
Yes. You know the
play
funny
the
thing,
game.
Osagie? Everybody will get to that point where they realize you will get to that ceiling. You not decide for yourself whether you want to play the game or you want to japa. They can keep laughing now. They're in the matrix, they're in the bubble.
Because there's no half stepping, right? You either
There's no
play
half
the
stepping.
game or just leave.
You
Or
just
just
leave
leave.
now.
Thank
But
you.
like, if
If
you
you
Yeah.
don't
play the
choose
game,
to
you
play
just
the
leave.
game and stay back,
Suffer will kill you.
and then
Hunger will kill you. You have to play the
okay,
game.
so shout out to him actually, because the other guys are not telling people to play the game.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're not just maybe they don't record them. One of those services they record. But they don't
But
even
do you
put-
understand?
they
The
don't
other
even put
guys
on
are telling
internet.
you that everything is going to be fine. He is like, no, play the game.
Yeah.
So maybe I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, because the OGs will tell you, oh, you just have to pray for our leaders
Yeah.
and believe in this country and everything will be okay.
And see, I think we're going to see more and more of that. You know why? As more people continue to become uneducated, which is the path, and I'll share some statistics with you
Oh, we are
guys
going
now,
there
right?
already now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. As more and more people continue to be less educated and less enlightened, they will rely on people like this who have reached some point of exposure, right? Enlightenment, and have a level of education, and then they will become the new gods.
Yeah.
And I'm using this in context, right? That people
That'll
listen
lead
to for guidance.
That'll lead us. Yeah, that'll lead us.
Context. The Guardian Nigeria is reporting that 54.3% of Lagos students failed their WAEC in 2024. Over 50% in Lagos State.
That's state of emergency.
For context again, right? Lagos State is one of the high-ranking states when it comes to academic achievements.
Yeah.
He said academic performance. Thank you. In Nigeria, right?
Mhm.
There's Lagos State. I think there's one more state in the southwest. There are a couple of states in the southeast. I think one in the south as well, right?
Yeah.
The north, we know what the north is. It's just zero there. Do you understand? If Lagos is shooting 54.3% fail rates,
That's blank. That's serious, man.
bro, over 50% fail rate is a problem, right? Docnato says this. Docnato says, are we awake to what's going on in Nigeria? Over 50% of secondary school leavers cannot get 5 credits in WAEC, including maths and English, in the center of excellence. I see why that Pella guy is popular. Illiteracy Boku everywhere. We are cooked is an understatement.
Oh, we cooked already. Do you know
Over
what?
50%, guys, cannot pass 5 credits, including English and mathematics.
I'm just surprised that we have young people still going to secondary school in this country. I'm surprised. Because all the young people in my area, when you listen to what they're saying, you hear stuff like clients, you don't pay, nobody plans, nobody's even thinking of going to university anymore. But hey, you know what? Our president is a master strategist. So
someone said, I even think the reality is a lot worse considering the menace of exam malpractice. Maybe the reality failure rate or the real failure rate is around 80%. I can't imagine what the failure rate is in other parts of the country. And that's true. There is a lot of exam malpractice.
Parents buy for their children now.
Mostly by private schools.
Yes, mostly by private schools.
50% fail rate is a problem, guys.
That's state of emergency. That is state of emergency
in Lagos.
What did the commissioner of education say? I'm sure it's been boiling.
I would like to see what he says. I also like to see, and this is where we have a problem with data, right? Because right now, I like to do a deep dive. Let me even read this story from Guardian. Maybe they do a deep dive. But I personally want to do a deep dive in the story to see, to explore the data. Yeah, explore the data in different areas. The first one is, what is the breakdown of fail rates for private schools and for public schools?
Public schools, yeah.
I like to see that. Then number 2, what is the fail rate per local government area and LCDA. I'd like to see those. That's the data that should be publicly available.
So you can
just go.
troubleshoot. You can
Do you
know where
understand?
the problem is. You can know where
For
the data
someone like
spots
me,
are.
I can just web scrape the page, import it into using Python. Do you understand? And just build a quick dashboard and just see. And just say, okay, this is what is actually going on. Then how do you start to improve these things? Is it the private schools? Do they have issues? Is it the public schools? What kind of issues do we have? Do you need to do after school lessons? Do we need to improve the quality of teaching? That, do you understand? The only way you can start to profile solutions is if you dissect the data. Steve, you want to say something?
No. So the stats about the secondary school thing troubled me. Because in Nigeria right now, it's hard to see a scenario where education is going to be a priority for young people, right? When we were growing up, we had the comfort of being kind of like contented with what our parents provided, right? Which gave us the opportunity to focus on school, finish secondary school, then pass through uni, right? Like I'm talking about like something that was like the accepted standards at that time. I think this remains the most stable and proven path to success, like especially from like an African context, right? Because that's what I'm most familiar with. These days, the lines are blurred, coupled with like the bad economy and the internet tools that are available for young people to jump right into like earning initiatives.
Which is also a small percentage. People keep hyping that thing up.
Oh,
People keep saying,
no.
People are selling on WhatsApp. People are selling on Instagram.
Content creation. It's a very small. Thank you. It's a very small group. No matter how small it is, I don't even think it's even. I think it has a lot of downsides more than even upsides, right? Because there's no long-term planning in terms of jumping right, using social media to. There's no long-term planning, and this is where, because people have been educated through social media, there's no critical thinking, and without critical thinking, there's no economic there's no
nation building.
There's no nation building. Let me essentially, thank you for that term. There's no nation building. So that's what scares me the most, because right now we are seeing opportunities to really evolve with the internet, bro. I watched a 1 hour. I'm going to share it with the group. I watched a 1 hour plus video on vibe coding the other day, where people with no technical skills, I can go on the internet right now and build something. Right? Guess what? Young Nigerians now will not have the capacity to jump on this thread and use it to build our economy, because they're not educated enough.
Is putting, shout out to Pamilerin. What they are doing is just putting pictures of Tinubu in Chelsea and Man United jerseys with ChatGPT.
Thank you.
Do you understand?
Fluffy stuff.
Oh,
yes.
is that what I
Yes.
Yeah, that's what the guys
you
do.
get. Like right
so
now,
the tools are available. They are free.
The tools are available
because you don't have the basic
you don't have
critical
the capacity.
thinking skills that you should have learnt in school.
You
can't even use those tools that are readily available to even vibe code.
Yes. Look at all the evolutions that we've missed out from the industrial revolution to
we're missing out on this one again.
We're missing out on this one again because we don't have the capacity. We don't have it.
Oh my gosh.
Right now, where is it like where is it being like where's the proper orientation now for Nigerian 10-year-olds about vibe coding, about you having the capacity to just think about a problem, think about problem solving? Because in the next 10 years, the lines of like professional, like career in
is fully blurred.
It's going to be blurred, because what is marketing, what's content, everybody can create it as long as you can think. Everybody can be a content creator. Everybody can be a coder. Everybody can build websites. Everybody can build tools.
Yeah.
It's just what will differentiate you now from another person is how critical are you?
How can you think?
How can you think about?
How can you visualize?
How can we visualize in terms of problem solving? That's what is going to do, and what develops that critical thinking. It's education. There's no two ways.
Did you see that Canva ad?
Bro, I saw the
video from the Canva conference. People can build websites by just.
But I paid for Canva, not knowing that they've not released it. Yes, I did this month's subscription.
I have Canva Premium now.
I didn't know. It was when I did that I noticed that they said it's coming soon. Do you get? That's how interested I was about it. But guess the people who are ready for it, who are developing their kits for it. Asians are, Americans are, Europeans are. What's the initiative now in Africa? Do you understand the concept of vibe coding? Do you
not understand a bigger problem? Do you not understand a bigger problem, Steve? Even when you now vibe code, right? People don't even have the infrastructure to go through the rounds of using your product and paying for it.
Thank you. They don't even have the
Bro,
capacity to
Nigerian
even
cards
use
are
it.
not even working
Bro, they are
on
useless.
the Apple Store anymore.
It's not working anywhere. I used it for Glovo. Even Glovo rejected it.
Can you imagine?
I used any bank for Glovo. Glovo said, get that shit, forget that shit out of here, man.
Bro, this
Do
is
you
what I
understand
want
what is
influential
going on?
pastors to come and talk about. And
But the
say,
guy
how
said
do
you should understand your
you say we
terrain
should understand your
and play
terrain?
the
What
game.
nonsense terrain? What
They pay
game?
400K to
What game are we
raise,
talking about? We're talking
to
about a
raise
game where,
church leaders.
bro, anytime I see videos of Asian schools, it's a new initiative they're using to develop like learning capacity. It's either like physical activity or something that stimulates the brain. Anytime I see a video about an Asian school, about a school in Japan or a school in China, it's something new about AI or something. How are our kids going to compete? This is the conversation we should be having, not about how to beat the tax system or how to start a business without registration. That is not that is, oh my God.
What's that nation building, man?
Oh, man.
I gotta blow the horse for this one. My brother, rest of world is reporting Foxconn's $2.5 billion iPhone factory is expected to create 40,000 jobs in a rural Indian town. Dubbed Project Elephant, the development has set off a real estate boom. India.
Osagie,
Do you understand?
do you know what it means for
40,000 jobs? 40,000, bro. In
40,000 families?
Rural Indian town. So you know what's going to happen in that rural Indian town? People
It's
are going.
coming a
There's
city.
going to be an influx.
There's be a city.
Basil, shout out to Basil. Basil said 40,000 new jobs in any Nigerian town or city changes that city or town forever. The socio-economic benefits and multiplier effects of a factory like this is immeasurable. The foundational blocks to winning investment like this: 24/7 electrical supply and skilled labor. Simple.
You don't need electricity, Osagie. Have you forgotten?
Simple. Somebody
don't need
quoted this tweet and said, shout out to Buffy Baby 99, said, earlier this year, I was invited to an event with the CEO of Panasonic Middle East and Africa in attendance. He discussed bringing manufacturing to Nigeria. He stated 3 primary obstacles to achieving this goal. Skilled workers and electricity were 2 of the 3 issues. The third obstacle was government policy. You see the problem we're facing?
Bro.
You see problems we're facing, back-to-back problems. Then somebody comes and says nonsense like that in a video. Look at the problem. 40,000 jobs in a rural India. Bro, I keep looking at Nigeria's number and I keep looking at the kind of manufacturing plants that can be built because we have the manpower and resources, men and women. They are ready to work.
Land.
Ready to work. We have the geographical space.
I just saw one of these Chinese videos now. I'm just started laughing again. Oh, my brother.
No, they're on another level. Don't even do it. Don't even waste your time. On another level.
This are like, I'm like, if Pastor Poju goes up and give me like a viral video, like asking critical questions like this, calling out our leadership to say, how are we putting our children on the path? I don't want my kids to grow up and understand any terrain.
Play the game.
I want them to
understand
the.
Do you know what understand?
What I want my kids to
play the
understand
game
is the
means?
value of hard work, the value of education, critical thinking, development, consistent improvement. Those are things I want my kids to be interested in, not understanding any terrain of corruption, of nepotism, of going through, of learning how to cut
fraud.
I don't
understand the terrain and play the game is very vague for me, because it cuts into money laundering as well.
Yes, now.
Because you're still understanding the terrain and playing the game.
Guess where money laundering is? Guess where money laundering is very, very easy.
Real estate, baby.
A country where you can't register a business but you can make millions.
Yes, no.
Oh my God.
It makes it easy.
It's a black hole for money.
That is not the terrain I want to understand. I don't want my kids to understand it. I understand it already. I played in it, but I don't want my kids to do that.
Somebody said
it's not sustainable.
Someone said Nigerians are so bad at money laundering. You steal so much money, then you build houses people can't afford, or open restaurants people can't afford. And the excuse is, these places aren't for everybody.
It's
How will
luxury.
you wash money that quickly with you use zero vision thieving fuck? Do you understand? Which is also true, right? They do
Yeah.
a lot of money laundering in Nigeria.
Well, it no get sense.
But the way they launder the money, like the businesses, see, the way you want to launder, see, this is not for use or anything, right? This is just discussions. But when people launder money, sensible people launder money, they open, they set up businesses that everybody
employ
can
people,
use
everybody can benefit from.
Bro,
and
So use it to
give
buy a
you
house in
daily
Ikoyi that nobody
turnover.
stays. Yes.
we watch Breaking Bad now. If you don't know what how money, look, I'll go and watch Breaking Bad. Or go and watch
Do you understand?
Narcos.
You're meant to set up a business that everybody uses. You're not meant to outprice the whole people.
And this goes back to now. What does EFCC do? What does EFCC do?
No, they're arresting Terry Apala now.
For stepping
So-
up.
So we'll go into that. Someone says, finally, someone has said my mind about the money laundering in Lagos. It's so crazy, so dumb, but very Nigerian. Same
Have
country
it.
of people that steal money and bury it in empty mansions. Someone said, just build like 200 apartments that no one can afford, but your other thieving bodies. So stupid, zero vision. Like these people build restaurants, right? That someone said the worst thing at those restaurants, like who is eating at those rubbish restaurants? Who? Someone said, I worked in a club once. They were writing receipts all night. No one needs to eat in that restaurant. That is how bad it is.
Bro, I'm thinking about how this new evolution or like this, like the AI trend is going to change just literally everything in our world, from sports to music consumption, music making, to everything that literally exists. How are we prepared for it?
And that's why I don't get excited when
is this skit making?
That's why I don't get excited when we find like one or two people who do like really good stuff when it comes to like technology and like AI and all of that. I don't get excited anymore because I don't need it. You know, okay, shout out to you with what you did. You probably created a product or a financial technology product. That is great. But that's not that is not a proper measure of how we are growing in the global sense. It is when they start imputing those things into the basic infrastructure and embedding it into the basic infrastructure. Like Steve said, in sports, how are we using AI now? In the medical space, how are we using AI? Do you understand? Is when we start to do stuff like that and embed it into the basic infrastructure. Yeah. Thank you.
Not some fancy shit that nobody will use.
Like a local government now saying, okay, we need to build a library, but we don't have books. But what can we do? Can we get systems in a way where people can ask the PC or whatever large language model? We can use OpenAI, and then the thing can respond and people can learn about their history.
Yeah.
Bro.
Because it's very easy. Just build the platform and you can say, oh, all to learn about what's the name of the local government? Surulere. Is this Surulere local government?
I don't know.
I don't know. It should be now.
Pick any local government, right? And it says, oh, all to learn about this local government. And you have a place and people can go and learn and you can educate young people. Like that is embedding AI in a
new technology into a system, into a local context. Yes.
And then you can start to raise funds for books you want to buy for. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're not doing anything like that. So when one person builds AI and they say one young person, then they bring the person to visit the governor and the governor does photo ops. Man, fuck out of here with all that shit. Because it's just a one-off. And that's my main problem. That's just I have too many problems. But that's my main problem.
We need to solve fundamentals, not to be doing all this party shit that we're doing.
Fundamentals. That's what we need to solve. Fundamentals. Should we talk about this JAMB problem?
Not really.
Oh, my beg. Jam, go sleep.
Why is JAMB scheduling exams for 6:30 in the morning? Why?
Wasn't it yesterday? It was on Saturday now.
Yes, 6:30 in the morning. People need to be at the exam hall. Why?
I passed the center and people were outside around 9 o'clock because I know I was leaving around 9 a.m. I still saw people outside the center 9 a.m. They're not opened the center for them.
Why do people need to be there at 6:30 in the morning? Why?
I have no idea, bro. I have no idea.
6:30 a.m. in the morning because you want to write an exam.
Do you know what 6:30 a.m. means? Oh.
No, there are different stories of people who had to go and sleep somewhere else because their center was far from the place. Different stories, you understand?
That's how a 16-year, was it 15-year-old got missing in Lagos? Did you guys see that?
I've been following up on the story. Yes,
that girl, yeah. So
it has been fun though.
Oh,
She's been
thank God.
found
Thank God.
because I'm
Yeah,
trying
she
to
has been
write jam.
found. Yeah. Is the it's just the Nigerian context.
And guess what, Osagie? When you write jam and you pass, the school you
Should I
want to go
post
to,
me?
they'll tell you to go and write post UME again.
Yes.
It's like you
And
passing SAT.
but you know they
The
created
Harvard.
Posuemi just to make money.
Yes,
It's
that's
just
what
to
they
make
did.
money.
It's to
I
make
mean, the
money.
first
I
claim
think
is
I
the first claim is
I
that
think
there are too many people that have applied to the
Passed.
school,
Yeah.
and then they have to do their further
yes.
screening.
Yes.
So my
Because
point
I think
is,
he gave people a fairer shot at like attending universities. But what used to happen before is once you pass, like they'll say Unibank can say our cutoff is 240. No. Unibank can say our cutoff is 230 or 240, and they go and write the exams. And maybe a lot of 240 people, a lot of people who got 240. Then you see people now, how do I put it? You see people now going, finding like other means to get admission, right? They start paying people. There's VC list, there's blah blah blah. Now they're saying, okay, after you finish writing jam, we have our own in-house examination to examine people to really set to further the selection process, right? Write the exams, and that's how I personally
Steve,
got admission into school.
The way we
I
solve
got my
problems in
exam, I
Nigeria,
got my,
Steve,
I moved on. Yeah,
Steve, the whole process
yeah.
is flawed, and
that's
I'll
not the way to
explain to you
solve a
why.
problem. That's not the
The
way
whole
to solve the
process is
fundamental
flawed, and I'll
problem.
tell you why. We write the West African exam,
WAEC,
right?
yes.
WAEC or WASC, right? Whatever the fuck they call it. We have that, right? Which
You
is
do that one.
globally, it's accredited, globally accredited. Everybody
It's
knows it,
recognized.
right?
Yeah.
It's recognized, right? You can go to foreign universities and use the WASC or WAEC, right, to get admission, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Now, in Nigeria, if you write WAEC, why do I need to write
Why
JAMB?
jam? That is my question since day one. Bro, when you do SAT, you're already going to university of your choice. Why do you
Why
have
do
to
I
do
need to
WAEC,
write JAMB?
jump, and pursue ME? Because I want to enter university.
Wait, straight from SAT. That's how. What's the selection? Okay, is your SAT scores that the universities you
Bro.
used to apply to universities and they will accept you, right?
Yes. Why do I have to go to
Hmm.
do 3 exams? WAEC is
Why
based
do
on
I
what you
have to
taught.
write JAMB? Then after
guess
writing
what?
JAMB, I write a post-UM. Why do I have to
The
go to do 3
the
exams?
post-UME concept came from schools not being satisfied with the quality of the candidates they were getting, even after they
So
passed
the
jam.
system is flawed.
So
Yes,
pursuing is not the
obviously it was
solution.
a
Pursuing is not the solution.
yes.
Yeah,
The solution was to
that's my problem with Nigeria, right? We have a
Yeah.
problem. We leave the problem. We go and create another thing.
and set up
create
another
another
one.
problem.
Yeah. It was the quality of the candidate they were getting, even after they passed jam or they passed the cutoff, because there was this popular belief that they had other ways that they were getting those high scores. So the school said, you know what, let's set up a system where we are accurately selecting this candidate ourselves. And that's how the concept of post-UME came in. Do you get?
It's flawed.
And
I'm sorry.
it's simple. Have this mark, have a certain score, and you're in. No matter how. In fact, my score was, I think the cutoff of my school then was about 243, and I got 244, and I was in.
I don't know,
Straight.
it's flawed.
But that's also where it gets interesting, because each department also will now come up with their own scores.
And it
Yes,
keeps
but that's
going on
how-
and on and on.
and
and
it keeps
on.
going on and on. That's how I missed out on my main course, and I got the other one. So it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy.
Anyways, in more
Nigeria.
news, 47 billion naira is spent yearly on power bills and is unsustainable. The federal government explains Aso Rock's solar installation. I think in
Yeah.
previous episodes, we stated that President Bola Tinubu has approved 10 billion naira for the solar power grid to power the presidential villa. So they can't afford to pay their power bill.
They say it's outrageous. They say like 40 billion or some shit like that.
Yeah, 47 billion every year.
Yeah.
What
They
is
also
it
do-
powering that is 47 billion?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. The
I mean,
computers.
you know when we hear Aso Rock presidential villa, and then we just leave it. But I'm just thinking about it now. What is in the house that is powering that you are costing 47 billion?
Isn't it is residential and not like
Yes,
the
now.
office of the
Do
residential
you have any
admin.
military equipment there? Are you mining something in the place?
Are there nuclear plants? Are there nuclear plants that you have to power?
I'm trying to understand
it's
why does it
true.
cost 47 billion? What is in the house that makes it cost 47 billion? How many AC units do you have in the house?
I'm the only one here that's been to Aso Rock.
So you can tell us.
I've not been. Yeah, so let us know.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what they
Let us
let
know,
you now
please.
for the civilians.
The Aso Rock when I enter, I'm not sure saying Nari Aso Rock. Blessing
There's a-
the
we have-
outskirts of Aso Rock. You remember the
don't
walk
have-
up tour now? The walk up
Yeah.
tour. The
Yeah.
FIFA walk up tour. That's when I went. When they went to hand it to Buhari. I'm not sure we didn't go with me. I didn't see Buhari that day, but I know so I go Aso Rock, but to get where they put us.
And I go just put now for one side.
One
Let's say
side,
at the
that's
same
all.
side, my guy go jam to Afrobeat women. I won't say who their names are.
Classic story.
Oh, boy. Oh, it's crazy. You know, it's interesting when something like this happens, where we complain about like something the government wants to do that benefits them, and you see the people who support the president or the government coming to say, "Oh, America, they do the same thing." Like for example, an aide to the president came out to say, "Oh, he put out a video and say even the White House uses the solar system," and it gets me confused because when it's something that benefits you, you give us the global standards. But when it's
Well,
something
when
that
it's so-
benefits us,
it's
you won't
Nigeria.
give us the global
That
standards.
we now have to use context. We now have to use local context.
Somebody even now showed us the cost
So-
of solar. that they
Yeah,
used
so
in
you
building
ignore the
US,
accountability
and it
that
was
these
way
leaders.
lower.
Yeah, it's way lower.
No, you ignore the accountability that the leaders abroad that they face daily. You ignore the basic public services. You ignore the reliable electricity. You ignore healthcare. You ignore education. You ignore security. You ignore everything, but you tell us that the White House is using solar system. So should we now be measuring our standard by global standard, and let's see how we fare?
Yes, I maybe not say they go. But
You know,
the federal
it's
government
just
also
very
said
funny.
that they are installing solar panels in like other federal ministries and stuff like that. That's after the criticism. They now said,
let me tell
okay, it's
you.
for everybody.
because of how cynical the Nigerian government and our leaders have made me become. This is somebody I just sat down to say, how do I steal money? Let me introduce this solar initiative across all government agencies.
You are still thinking.
That's
I'm
it.
sure. I'm 100%
That's
sure.
it.
With no evidence that somebody in government is going to
100%,
benefit from this.
100%.
You show me
That's
that.
it.
You show me now today.
That's how I'm wired. Anytime I see a government pushing an initiative, I know that this thing is going to benefit somebody in that government. They're not thinking about it as this is something that is going to benefit the people. The first goal and aim of that initiative is not for public benefits. Is to enrich themselves. That's how I think about anything I see the government doing,
Well,
and it will
also-
continue to be like that.
Also, work is not calling NASA to help them install solar. It's now our people. Now the same person. Now one person. They get like 5 companies. You go just build all the whole 5 companies, but everything's still coming back to me. I beg. Politicians.
All right, man. Let me go to my favorite pastor. We have one more pastor, guys.
Who again is that?
Pasty now. Pasty. I
I
don't know. if you
know.
guys
I know it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Pasty.
The youngish
Pasty.
guy.
Yeah, Pasty. Let's listen to what he has to say.
In this ministry, 9 out of 10 cases where the woman came and said they were sexually assaulted, 9 out of 10 cases ended up false. And I'm not saying our opinion, by the lady's own admission. The first few cases, I was still new to this business. I was angry. There was one of them, I called the guy. I said, as long as I'm alive, I will arrest you. You must go to jail. The guy said, Pastor, wait, Pastor. I said, you must go to jail. Then the guy WhatsApp evidence. There we say they assault them, say it was a nice time. Why lie? Why lie? Guess what? See, let me tell you something. If he didn't keep that message, he would have been in trouble.
Okay. So
I have a
they're
question.
hold
Sorry,
on. Before I say they're killing him for this video, so he dropped another video which kind of tried to solve the
Oh,
problem, but they're
okay.
still killing him for that one. Anyways, Ayo, your question.
Why are they playing that kind of music at the background? That's my own question.
I know it's still part of the
Administration.
it's part of administration, but basically what it does, like it's also some psycho shit.
Oh,
It makes
okay,
everything
okay.
smoother for you to assimilate and keeps you in a certain mood.
Okay.
It's services like
It
this.
keeps
like,
attention. It keeps your
administration
attention.
issue, it keeps your attention, keeps
Yeah.
you glued in, keeps you locked in.
Oh, okay.
Because
Programs your
without that
mind.
message, it's just empty. It's dead air, right? And it's not
Please,
good.
what's the second video that I posted? Can you play it?
Should we? No,
So
I
I
want
will
us to touch on
understand.
this one. No,
No, I want to
the second
understand the
one is
context. What's the
the second one is
context of the
different. Second one is
conversation?
different. We can talk to this one first and then go to the
Okay,
second
so
one.
what's the context of this? Like, what's in
No,
bring
people,
this? Like,
someone just cut this shit out and put it on the internet.
exactly, that's my
danger.
point. Yeah, so I
Yeah,
can't react
but
to it.
no, I can in a way, right? Because it says in the ministry, 9 out of 10
Yeah,
cases where the woman claimed she was sexually assaulted turned out to be false.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
right? I don't have a problem with that because that might have happened.
It's data.
But do you understand? That might have happened
Yeah,
and doesn't mean in the grander scheme of things that is a representative of what is going on in society.
In
He
society.
at
just said
all.
9 out of 10 people. This
In
is
his
9 out of 10
church,
cases. This is in his church. This is
in his ministry,
another
yes.
thing. Another thing that was interesting to hear him say. And I don't know if you guys caught it, but I'll play it again. And immediately he says it, I'll stop. So for you guys to hear.
In this ministry, 9 out of 10 cases where the women came and said they were sexually assaulted, 9 out of 10 cases ended up false. And I'm not saying our opinion, by the lady's own admission. The first few cases, I was still new to this business. I was angry. There was one of them.
Now, he says, I was still new to this business. Right?
Oh.
People are killing him that he calls his church a business. But there's a lot of context, and I can't believe I'm supporting Pasty here. But there's a lot of context. When he said in this business, he actually was talking about the situation. You know how
Yes,
Nigerians
situation.
would call the
business. I
situation
understand the
business.
context.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
This
yes.
Now, like
business is not
business with
new to
that.
me.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what he was trying to say. So I was still new to this business, meaning that I was still new to sexual allegations.
Yeah.
Right? Well, see, the internet is the internet. They killed this guy. Like, this video has 3.4 million views, and
Yeah.
everybody rained it on him.
I
So
picked
that's
something
first
else
thing.
again on this. I picked something else again. in
Okay,
this.
let me see if it's the same thing I picked. What did you pick?
There's a lot of fornication going on in his church. Bro, I'm not a man of God. Why are your disciples having sex like this randomly?
No. To be fair to him, any congregation of young people, it's bound to happen, no matter like the inclination, whether it's religious or career
okay.
or corporate or official.
He said young people.
It's bound
He said
to
young
happen.
people.
Yeah.
This man said young people.
Yes, now
Everybody
young
go back
adults.
now.
Young adults. Yeah.
Adults, my brother. You have you seen old adults, people in their 40s? What are you talking
Side
about?
story. Side story.
Not the
yeah.
men, it's the women.
Do you guys know that there are common, frequent STI outbreaks in old people's homes? Bro, it's global, it's worldwide.
Wow.
An old person's home like this, bro, they just say, oh, gonorrhea is spreading because they've been knocking each other. I'm talking about 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds. So what do you guys expect?
Well, hey man, hey, age ain't nothing but a number. Age ain't nothing but a number.
I beg.
Yeah, the other thing I heard him say was let me play for you guys. Let me see if you guys heard it as well.
I said you must go to jail. Now the guy WhatsApp evidence.
Okay, before I said that.
You must go to jail. The guy said, Pastor, wait, Pastor. I said, you must go to jail. Now the guy was one of them. I called the guy. I said, I will, as long as I'm alive, I will arrest you.
Hold on. You're a pastor. You are not law enforcement. The fuck are you telling me you are going to arrest me? Like, how are you going to arrest me? Do you understand what I'm saying? You must go to jail.
It also mean that, I will use my capacity to ensure that you are properly tried.
Which is still back to the bullshit that we're talking about, taking advantage of law. You can't tell me you arrest me, or you can't tell me you go to jail. Well, going to jail can have context, but the arrest, and it was somebody that said this that made me think about it. Because at first I watched it, I was like, okay, what's he saying, right? But somebody said something interesting. Let me pull it up. It says, no church or organization has the jurisdiction to investigate sexual assault. Sexual assault is a criminal offense. It is not something to be investigated internally or any level.
Guys.
If an allegation is brought forward, it should be referred to appropriate authorities. If, in fact, the allegation is false or indeterminate, that should be investigated and decided by the agencies with the legal authority to do so. This is how we build trust in our communities. This is how we encourage and enforce doing the right thing. When people know that allegations like this are treated with urgency and care and legal supports that are required. Do you understand? And this leads me to the second video. So you understand more context when I talked about investigating. This is the second video.
Guys, listen to me. I don't know the kind of men. Some men, I don't know who raised them. The kind of things I hear. A lot of people don't know what consent is. Initial consent is not total consent too. Christians shouldn't even be having this conversation. But let me still just help you so you don't end up in jail. Do you want to do this? Yes. After 10 seconds, I don't want to do. Listen, run for your life. She was just shy. No, if she says no, it is no. Are you?
So he put out this video. The other one went viral. Someone else put it out, right? Then he put out this video, I think a day later or something. So kind of like just counter the weight, right? And he has a good point here. No is no. Even if somebody wants to get down to you to the very last second, if the person says they don't want to do it anymore, man or woman, right? You got to take your hands off, right? So he then goes into another story.
You listening to me? I've seen things. So there was a girl who came to us who told us she's an orphan, who told us that the caretakers pimp her out. We were so deep in it. My wife took her to the hospital. They checked, they confirmed she was pregnant. We were ready. When we called the caretakers, they just dropped evidence. This girl, indeed she's an orphan, they sent her to the best schools in Nigeria. She dropped out. Set up business for her, she did not do. She was the one sleeping around. And then when they got angry and said, we will not fund this foolishness, she now turned it around. She was trying to put them in trouble. These people are responsible people who just saw a stranger, an orphan, and showed love to her. Now she wanted to damage their reputation. Please, don't make it hard for the people who have genuinely been assaulted to speak up.
Nice music that was playing at the end. Crescendo, everything. I really enjoyed it. Now, 100%. He's right with the consent thing. Now, to the other part of the story, which kind of boils into how, like, the church is not responsible for investigating. That's true. But in the Nigerian context, what is happening here is, in 2025, I'd rather the church picks up this story. I'd rather the church picks up this issue than the Nigerian police, because the Nigerian police has constantly failed at solving issues like this. And that's why it is easier for people to run to communities like that the church provides to solve their problem for them. And then the church have found themselves in a place where they now have to start investigating. They now have to start creating departments that handle issues like this. Then these departments kind of coordinate with the police because they built a relationship with them, which is in brackets. They've kind of made the police their friend. They give them gifts, they bring them, they do all of that, right? So they have the police on their side, and then they can pursue these kind of stories. So again, it still boils down and points to a dysfunctional system that law enforcement has basically failed to protect the people. And so people have to turn to other communities like the church to solve their problem for them. So this is just, responding to the tweet about why the church is investigating etc.
Investigating. Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That's it, man. So shout out to Pasty. All right, man. Let's go into some really. Who wants to hear from an Azaman that is? I think this video is a lie, but I need you guys to listen to this video. There's an Azaman that is crying on social media for people to save him. You guys know who an Azaman is, right?
Yeah.
Who's an Azaman, please?
Steve will know. Steve, who is an Azaman? Educate us.
It's someone that collects money for internet criminals.
Oh,
Simply put, that's the best description. Yes, they call them.
He has the network to receive transfers monies from victims. Then eventually really distributes it to the perpetrators. Right? He doesn't do any sort of Sometimes they do. Sometimes they combine it too, but he doesn't bomb per se. He has the banking networks to collect money for people. So if a perpetrator if an internet criminal has a victim, the account number that you give to the victim is the one of the Azaman. Do you understand?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get.
Yeah.
Perfectly described. Thank you very much, Steve. That's why you're the lead researcher. That's why you're the lead researcher.
That's the reason I know this, because I understand the terrain.
I know. All right, let's listen to this Azaman who is crying.
Nigerians, I beg, I need help. Nigerians, I beg, I need help. 20 years to life. 20 years to life in prison. Now I'm at the face. 20 years to life in prison. Now at the face. Because I do me, don't man. Middleman, I did on my own. My guy called me. Say, one send 200K from my account. Say, one of your guy go send them. I said, okay, no wahala, because this guy normally a big boy. I said, okay, send them. He say, but the agreement, he say, I keep 50. I say, one just dash me 50. I send them 150. Say, you know me. I said, okay, correct guy, because all of us know say the guy the ball. Like, I can't be happy. They like that 50 solve a lot of problem for me then. I can't run and back the 150 guy. This thing happened in 2018. Listen, pay attention to it now. They tell you 2018, this thing happened. Guy, my lawyer called me last night. Tell me say, I come in office tomorrow morning, first thing tomorrow morning, because they have warrant for my arrest. And they tell me for phone say, and they were looking at 20 to life in prison because the woman went them dupe by himself in the process. So they consider all those things. And guy, I record the guy, number no they go. And nothing they have, me and him never talked for years, guy. This happened in 2018. I call him, they go. Nothing that guy, I just did start like I don't know anything that they do. Like I know like the only my information they have. Say that maybe the last person they send money to. And after that money, couple of weeks later, by himself. So they come they trace everything back, everything they come back to me because now me they know. Guy. I don't know what I go do. Like I never achieved anything for this country. Guy, I don't know this country for a long time. I never achieved anything. Guy. Girlfriend call my mother. Guy. It's not go tell mom say I come here, I no achieve anything, I no build house, I no buy car. I no do anything for anything, I don't promise I'm not do.
The guy say he does not know what to
spend my
do.
life in prison.
I know what he can do.
Country.
Yeah?
I talk money where I know to spend. I beg. I don't know why I beg, but I just get
Kolazama, I demand money, I say na shazam, it in my body, para. Kolazama, pick up my rubber, remina baba, when I see money, attack, whether not the Naira, whether not the dollar, come here, I go pull up with my spada, oh shit, without bago, Remy get me daddy soda, they spend the money and no send the ledger, hey giant, I'm down nigga, can't see me, John Cena.
You are going to jail, sir. You are going to jail.
Yeah.
20
And I
to
know,
life.
he said he's confused. He doesn't know what to do. I know what he can do. What he can do is for him to submit himself to authority and go to jail. He has to go to jail. So that's the best thing now. Because somebody cannot come to you and say, well, I want to receive money from my friend, $200,000. And you give them your account. So you're telling me that you don't know.
And the guy said you should keep $50,000.
He says you should keep $50,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? You go to jail.
You must go to jail.
It's essential. It's critical that you go to jail.
Yeah, you must go to jail.
You must go to jail.
Yeah,
What's
20 to life. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy kept saying, God.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt it. I felt it in his heart. The guy kept saying, God, this thing happened for 2018. He makes it look as if because it happened in 2018, they should let him go.
They should let him go.
It's like, what's this thing for internet crime? It's like 2 years or 3 years or 4 years. My brother, the trail has gotten to you. You have, and it's unfortunately for the world, you will go to jail because if you partake in internet crime, right, and you
do the time,
cheat people and scam people of their money, and you are caught, you must go to jail. You should be caught, and you're going to jail easily. You're going to jail.
There's nothing you can do
that's the place that you actually deserve it. Like, it would be unfair if you don't go to jail. Yeah, cheating people of their money is something that I have. Like, it's something that really, really pains me a lot because of what people go through to get money in terms of like the hard work, and these are usually savings, right? For people like maybe they are retired. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And you like just imagine like an elderly person, a 70-year-old person who's like really managing his or her life. He's just relying on pension and their savings, and you cheat them of that money. You deserve the worst in life.
$200,000.
$200,000. You deserve the worst in life. I swear to God.
Yeah, you need to go to jail.
You need to go to jail.
20 to life.
Yeah. So he say me middleman. Say the person number no they go again. How the person number go after
I
you?
go.
But did your 50,000? Did he go though? Your 50,000 they gave to you. You enjoyed it, right?
Did you think the person was stupid when he was giving you 50,000?
50,000.
He was giving you the 50,000 because he knows that there's a likelihood
He knows the
they will
risk.
catch you.
Yes, they will be caught. Yeah.
Your 50,000 was for the risk that.
Yes.
Say
He says since
50,000.
he came to the country, he has not achieved anything. You achieved 50,000 and
You
jail.
achieved 50,000.
Bro, I
This
was
is a
shocked.
big-
I wanted to tell him that. Hold on now. You achieved 50,000 now. What are you
Yes,
talking
you
about?
achieved 50,000. So yeah.
See,
so-
Nigerians don't understand. They can't
Cause and
marry crime.
consequences.
Yes,
At all.
that's it. They can't.
At all, they can't.
We don't know how
They
to do
can't.
it. You know,
Like,
speaking about
this
that,
guy genuinely believes that something is unfair is happening to him.
Yes.
He genuinely believes it. He genuinely
Yes.
believes it.
yes, that guy, I just be middleman. Oh. I be just be middleman. If you look I just collect the
Oh
money,
my
give the guy. The guy
God.
say, and that 50,000, it solve a lot of things that time.
Yeah. And these are people who travel out and just like, give us like bad names and just paint a negative, perception of who we are as a people. Do you get?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's something that always like, in the interactions I have here, I want people to live with the best perception of who we are as a people, in terms of like having exceptional character, carrying yourself well, communicating properly, and ensuring that when the person encounters like a Nigerian, he expects like excellence and quality, not like. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it's something
It's like you meet
that's always
someone
in
from
my mind.
Japan. You already have
Yes, you already
a
have like a
certain mindset
perception
that this
of
person is a clean
exactly.
person. This
Yeah.
person is respectful, and this person is
Exactly.
diligent towards work.
Thank
There's
you.
a branding.
There's a branding to it, and I like it. Look at the work all through, like how Japan was training all through the World Cup. Like these guys will come to the stadium where they sat,
They
where
will
they
clean
like
up the whole
converge. They'll
place.
clean it up as they are leaving. Do you understand what that means?
You can't get greater
Come,
soft
you
power
can't
than that.
at all. Do you understand? So
What's our soft power? Nigerian Prince and Afrobeats.
Afrobeats. Thank you, Nigerian Prince.
Oh, 409.
You
Sorry.
get.
No, it's
Nigerian Prince
true.
and Afrobeats. Yes,
and nobody's doing anything about solving that problem.
Yep. In fact, our movie industry is even enhancing.
This is a 409. Is a 409 cesspool.
Exactly.
Speaking about crime and consequences, shout out to Akintogate, right? He put up something. He put up a picture of someone wanted, right? Said, Mr. Yinka, you stole money from my office 8 years ago, and I hear you're in Canada today. You still have an active file at the Maroko police station, and you are still a wanted man. If you know him, please forward this post. He put up the picture of the guy, put up wanted, right? And put up the guy's full name. Now, people are in the comment section, and I'm just going to read what people were saying in the comment section. Someone says, 8 years ago is enough time to forgive and forget. Says,
agree now,
well,
just like our middleman was talking about, like this thing happened in 2018. So the statute of limitation might have passed. Like, that's what's bothering the guy. The guy is bothered like 2018. Is there no statute of limitation on internet fraud? So that's what is applying to this to these Nigerians.
So Akintogate replies him and says, "But now go drag employees when they pay salaries late. You see, Amabi." The guy now replies and says, "Employer will no pay on time, but they pay well. Before go simply explain to him workers. Approach matters. I can't tell you what to do, but if not me, 8 years I go forget everything. Then use learn bitter lesson."
This is how that guy expected them to forget his 2018 crime. I'm telling you, Nigerians people.
We're actually a deranged set of people. We are deranged. I'm telling you. Another one says, why not get in touch with him? I'm sure he's in a better position to pay back now. Not every situation must end in chaos.
This just tells you what they will do if they have the opportunity. They don't see these things as like crime or like bad things. Like they see it as just, as just being smart enough to take an opportunity. That's how Nigerians see crime.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
That's how they see crime. You are just smart. You are smart enough. You understand the terrain.
Yes.
You are smart. You are smart enough to
play
take
the game.
advantage.
And you play the game. Understand the terrain. Play the game. Someone said, but he got police clearance before he got the visa now. Please leave him. He has escaped. He will pay you back.
My police clearance, I got it at Mushi.
Is there a database?
I got my clearance.
Database?
There's no database. Nothing. You just pay as like 90K or so.
There's somebody issuing that thing every day.
Every
That's how that
day,
person makes
without
his money.
no background check, nothing. Just
Yeah, even the one that went to Mushin is
take
because you don't,
certificate.
as you've collected that person's number now, you control him. My guy won't
Yeah.
collect something. How far?
That's all now. You just
will
print
send
it and,
them.
and share and send via mail. That's it.
Court
Good.
affidavit. Go to Ogba, Mama Ebo. Mama Ebo will give you any. You can call Mama Ebo on WhatsApp now. She will print out the court affidavit for you, signature, everything. If you cannot give her physical picture, send the picture on WhatsApp.
Thank God for.
You know
thank
what
God
a
for
court affidavit is? It means that judges are just signing anything.
Bro, thank God for WAEC now that WAEC has introduced this online where you can just go on an online portal and generate online certificate yourself. You know, I had
Oh, you
issues with
can?
my
Yeah,
you
with
can,
the
you
ink or
can. It's
something
very
like that.
yeah. I had issues with my ink, so I went to Ogba, the WAEC office in Ogba.
Yeah,
So I
you
was
told
working
me,
in.
yeah.
As I was walking in, people just approached me. What do you want? What do you want? So one of them just spoke very nicely to me, and I went to explain to her. She said, "Oh, that's not a problem." I think she gave me a bill to say, "Don't worry, we'll print certificate for you." I'm like, "Is that certificate real?" He said it's not real, but at the end of the day, you did the exam, so it's fine. I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
You
She
tell her
says
how
they
she
will
go
print the
do.
certificate for me. She was like, it's not. She was telling me that you're not doing anything wrong here. You did the exam, just that the ink. If you want to follow the due process, is long, but we can just get your exam number, print a new certificate for you, and that's it. I'm like, how are you printing WAEC certificate? And that's what our president did. Our president lost his certificate and printed a new one that the school did not give
Yes.
to him.
Yes.
That's it. That's what the president did.
Yes.
Like,
So if the president
dude,
can do it, who is
if
Steve
the
Daly?
president can do it, it's
What's
like,
wrong
wow.
with you? Yeah.
And I'm like, no. But guess what? I went inside. Who now? As the guy that doesn't understand the terrain and don't know how to play the game. I went inside the WAEC office and should I tell you the process? I have to go back to
It
the
became
school.
a Thanos thing. You
I have
did
to go
all
back
that to come back
I
to
have to
me.
go back to the school. Yeah, I have to go back to the school.
Yeah.
I have to shave my beard because right now I don't look like I was when I wrote the WAEC.
Mhm.
I have
So you
to
have to-
obviously I have to shave my beard, wear the school uniform, take a passport, use the passport and use it to attach it to an application, to a letter of renewing my reprinting certificates and pay certain money, then come back and submit it at the Ogba office. No. I will give it to the school. The school will bring it themselves because I wasn't registered as a candidate because it's WAEC, it's school WAEC, it's not GCE. If it's the GCE, I'll be able to do it individually, but I'll give it to the school. The school have to bring it to themselves. I called the school. The school said, okay, if I come, I have to also pay them for the transport to Lagos.
Yes, now.
All these things are going to take a space of 6 months. I was like, you know what? Nobody's asking for my work anyway. You get it? I'm like, why am I even bothered? That's why I left it until I just saw online one time that they started this thing. They have started the online registration, online certificate. Once you go to the portal, you put in your exam number, then the certificate will come up. I didn't know my exam number, so I went to the WAEC office in Yaba. Right, I went there, and I don't know what happened, but I gave them the impression that I knew my exam number. Because if I did that, they would have taken advantage of me to pay another money. So
Yeah,
I
if you
got
don't
there,
know
and the
it.
guy was explaining to me that it has to be from my school, that school I have to go back. The guy now repeated the same thing. I said, okay, that what I need now is okay, no wahala that that he said I should just go and bring that the school doesn't even have to bring it themselves. I should bring the letter and passport myself. That they will help me just generate new one. That one now suggested just go online and print it out now. I said okay. As I was leaving, I said, "Oh, Pukus, can you help me just check my name and just give me my exam number so that I can just go downstairs and print it? My this thing is at home. I don't have it on my phone or anything. So that's how they gave me the exam number, and I went home and I printed it and I got my certificate, and that was it.
Look at God. You know the terrain last now. You
I know
understand
the
the terrain.
last. But that's how crime works in Nigeria. Like all these things work in Nigeria. That's the terrain. Because I would have gone
You're
back to that
forced into
woman.
crime.
If I was desperate, I would have gone back to that woman and she would print like a fake certificate for me, and
Yeah.
I would just go. You get. But for her, it's not fake because I already sat for the exam anyway.
You sat the exam. What is fake certificate? You
It does
sat
not
for the
make
exam.
sense.
What is wrong with you, young man? Let me call my man Ebo for you.
Oh, Nigeria is wide though. It's
Bro,
wide.
what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This week in history, let's keep it going. This week in history, this is a sad one. On May 2nd, Christian militias attacked the Muslim community of Yelwa in Plateau State, killing over 600 people in a brutal organized assault on
Damn.
May 2nd, 2004. 600 people. Bro, 600 people. Survivors described attacks armed with rifles and machetes, some dressed in police and military uniforms, moving house to house. The attack was part of a wider circle of violence in Plateau State. 3 months earlier, Muslim groups had attacked Christians in the same town, killing dozens, including worshippers in a church compound. In response, President Olusegun Obasanjo declared a state of emergency later that May, suspended the state governor, and installed an interim administrator tasked with restoring order within 6 months. This is a valid reason for declaring a state of emergency.
Very
Do you
valid.
understand?
No,
Yes,
very
this is a
valuable.
valid reason for declaring a state of emergency. Not because the
So that you know
governor
online.
and the godfather are going back and forth.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is very sad. 600 people. And you know, the thing is that is there any memorial ground where you can go and commiserate with the people? Is there any documentary that was done? Is there anything? If Archiving didn't put this
was
thing up,
this?
do we remember these 600 people at
When
any
was this
point?
again? What month was this again?
May
May, which year?
2004, 21 years ago.
Oh,
No, I don't think there is. I don't think there
There
will
is
be
not. There is not.
there will be a government report, but I don't know if it was published to the public.
Of
I
course
don't even
not.
think I don't think I even heard about it. Social media. That's why Sultan is saying they should just that the social media is like they should pass social media because without social
terrorist
media,
organization.
yeah, without social media, some of this is happening in Nigeria. You will never hear about it.
At all.
There are some people that will
And
not
that-
like archiving, by the way.
Yes,
course.
and that's the pain, and that's why they are very bothered about it with this whole anti
With the history.
like with the history, yeah, you know.
Because you can
Because
trace back that
it just
fuck up.
brings up a lot of questions. This story just brings up a lot of questions. Like for the Plateau State government of today now, is there anything they are doing to just remember? I mean, these 600 people aren't. There are other 600 people that were killed. You know, this is just a one-off.
Not
The
the same
amount of people
platoon.
that have been killed can. But do we have a list of names of people that have lost their life to ethnic violence and religious violence?
How no? Do you have a list of names of people who live in this country? Do you have a census? First, that's the fundamental, first of all.
We don't have a-
Now
we don't have
forget
a
you got
census
know
of
who don't die
2006.
now.
That's a damn good question, my brother. Some people
We
are
don't have a
not even
census
in
of
the system.
2006.
Yeah, people are-
You've not had a census for how many years now? Close to 20 years.
Well, yes, close 19 years.
Yes,
19 years, no census.
I know that our census have always been fraudulent. So now
Yes,
just
all the
guesswork.
census. Yeah,
So,
it's fraudulent because it's
fraudulent.
corrupt.
It's corrupt.
So all
It's
the
corrupt.
result of our sexual activities since 2006 has not been recorded officially.
Nothing.
Officially.
We don't know what is going on. We don't know how many
Wow.
boys and how many girls. So I was speaking with Doc Neto, right? And he does a lot of all this. Like, he needs this data for like the
He
work
needs
he
it
does.
badly. Yeah.
And he's telling
yeah.
me he's been breaking down that we have less of data, actual raw data, and we have more of surveys. And you know how surveys work, right? 1,000 people per.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you only survey 1,000 people.
It's very
and then
flawed.
You do estimations of the 1,000 people, which is very flawed. But if you have proper data from hospitals and everything, you can actually crunch raw data and know the actual figures of, okay, in this state, with in terms of babies that have been born, these are the male gendered babies, female gendered babies. We know the age range of women who have given birth. Are they older women giving birth? Are they younger women giving birth? Again, it is when you have these data that you
How
can
do you even
making-
calculate child mortality, childhood death, like things like
you
that?
can't.
Without even
You
knowing
can't.
the overall.
You
Like,
can't.
you can't even.
The federal
Oh,
hospitals are not integrated. Their databases are not integrated. So if I'm logging
Yes.
in a database now to say, okay, Steve, or don't let me use Steve, I want to use a funny example. Bashoruga came today and has chlamydia, and I log that into the system, right? I cannot generate any reports to say, okay, click on chlamydia cases in Nigeria and see
Yep.
how many people,
How many we
I
have
see,
currently?
I know if there's an
Currently.
outbreak. Yeah.
Yeah.
how many have been treated, how many
Yeah.
days it takes to treat somebody from the very moment he reported the chlamydia break to when he was treated. Do you understand? These
Fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me just keep quiet.
Fundamentals, bro.
Anyways, you guys, you can go and check out archiving, discover history as it happens, explore thousands of digitized Nigerian newspaper pages from 1970 to 2010. Check out their website. It is archiving, archivi.ng. You guys should also donate and support them. They're a non-profit organization. I think they have a goal of $100,000. They've raised so far $16,179. They have about 193 backers, and it's a proper campaign. Like, you have rewards for every time you back, or for every tier you back. So there's the discovery tier, where if you pledge, one newspaper will be archived in your name. There's the explorer tier, there's the time traveler tier, there's the history buff tier. So it goes all the way from $5, $10, $20, $50, $100, all the way to $10,000, which is more of like an institutional tier. But some of you are big boys there. You can do the creator tier, 5K. There's the anthropologist tier, 1K. As it be now. Big boys listen to this podcast, though, guys. Don't dull.
Shout out to
So
them.
you guys can support them. And yeah, man, that's it. So much to talk about, but let us get into why Terry Apala was arrested by the EFCC. Should we go into this story? Should we? Because it's just annoying. It's just another annoying
There's no
story.
need. It's annoying.
You understand? The court has remanded him. He's going to be in jail. He
wasn't the one spraying the money, by the way.
He was on stage performing.
He was on stage performing.
Right?
Bro.
They threw money on stage. He was still performing on stage. And you know what was very embarrassing on the EFCC's part was in their statement. They actually used the word matching, that he was matching the money.
Not the English way, no.
And I'm just like,
match.
Don't do that. And I was just like, everything is just degrading on every level. Like, the English we're speaking is bad. What is going on, my brothers?
The mediocrity is like, it has gotten popular.
Now. No, it's ingrained.
It's ingrained now.
It's ingrained
Yeah.
now.
Terry Apala, I wish you the best, man. I'm sorry this is happening to you.
You know the
Guys,
funny
if
thing?
you are listening to this, whether you stay in the country or not, when you're in Nigeria, don't spray money. Don't spray
Osagie,
money.
you can't say
Don't
that.
step. If they are spraying money anywhere, walk away. Because someone is just recording this thing, he ends up on social media, they track you down, they arrest you.
Osagie, you can't say this because
Why
we
can't I
also
say this?
a local billionaire that they were spraying money at his 50th, and
His
EFCC did
children.
not. Yeah, it's EFCC. No, not that one. The latest one, the Obi Kubana one.
Was it Naira they were spraying?
They sprayed Naira there because I saw I later dropped a video now.
Nobody's touching Obi Kubana, I'm sorry.
Oh, I look at Eleganza
Yeah.
too. They said that
The Okoya sons, yeah.
they'll give them a lecture. Former Peking.
Lecture for rich man, former Peking, na jail
Detention.
time.
Nah, detention now.
Like, we're seeing these things happen in real time, and these things are strong signals and messages they are sending to people that just make money. If I make money, I'm
And
above
know
the law.
people. Yeah, make money, know people.
If I make money, because you have to know people, because they almost embarrassed Chief Priest, right? He didn't end up in jail. He probably pulled some strings, but they embarrassed him. So it's know people as well. So if I make money and know people, I'm above the law. That's the message this thing sends.
Yeah, if you understand it, if you play the game, and
You understand
You
the terrain.
understand the terrain and
Yeah.
you play the. Oh my god, Pastor Poju hit gold on that one, man.
He hit
Triple
gold. I'm
plat-
telling you,
triple
he
plat-
hit
Gold on that
gold.
one.
I was listening, I
He-
was just laughing because I understand. I 100% understand what he's talking about. But it is what it is, though.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let me tell you something about my life real quick.
Sometimes when I sleep and I'm dreaming, man, I just don't wanna wake up.
It's been 15 years, guys.
Realize that I'm married to the game, and me and my bitch never break up.
Rest in peace, Dagrin.
Put it down for the ghetto. Been that way from the get-go. And I wonder,
Àìmọ̀ ìgbà tí mo dìde tí mo ti ṣubú. Àìmọ̀ iye bú kan ti pè mí lólórí bú. Àìmọ̀ more you clubbing, see me afford one Red Bull. How you more you many color t-shirt, but one red shoe. How you more you jet, how you more you show. How you more you many times, Timon play free show. How you more you got time when you're tinny cannot give up. One you more look at, one of me on share hip hop. But move what it's me, move the work focus. To real look commission spread, this a flow cocos. Nine more yawa, nine more insults. How you more you concussion without no sorts. How you more you lot more like we more this celebrity. Timbaji, my two better also load the titty. It's a pity, it's your mufera infinity. Oh Amanda, my nigga, what I see on the die.
Sometimes when I sleep and I'm dreaming, I just don't wanna wake up. I realize that I'm married to the game, and me and my bitch never break up. I put it down for the ghetto, being that way from the get-go. And I wonder,
blow your mind. Ha ha. Yeah, the green, so sick in the beat, sound the beats in the week, baby. You know what it do, you know what it is, but we knew what it was, baby. That green, I'm on a Johnny me, Najalo BBC. Najani moti better sing KBC. I'm a Naija, Mule Finchi Pepsi. I'm a Naija, mo gbawa lodi BBC. Tomade Baburu, on the fed the bad boy. The Batura Boni ke fun, that's a bad toy. I'm singing Kimala Church, the brother David. Kima Muledi is daddy, Nini Boni Davidi. And Terry Apala, where I am rappers. Mishe Mugu, Omo mi de pampas. Mi DT, back where we play more luti. Mumbo Yama Koja Luni BRT. The bar was solid, boss up in the Mati Bolle. Mini five friend, Mickey Shell, Mole. Hole Fere Mole, Hakoko Mole, Lole. Mushamo
Shout out to Dagrin, the CEO, Chief Executive Omota.
One time.
15 years ago, this amazing human being passed away, lost his life. And wow, you know, so many things before Dagrin, during Dagrin, and after Dagrin. That we can spend a whole episode talking about this, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'll hold back my own stories. Just give Ayo, take it away. Just do a quick breakdown for us.
Ayo, before Ayo goes on, so that before I forget,
Yes.
Sosik was on Loose Talk back in the days.
Yes.
And I remember
Sosa.
I wasn't around for the episode. I
Sosa.
remember listening. And I remember listening, and I had to wait until I think the 1 hour 35 minutes before Osagie and AT2 asked about Ghetto Dreams. And I'm like, what's wrong with this? Who are these niggas? Like that would have been the first question. Then the second most interesting thing was that I still have a note from that podcast from like 2019 on my phone. Yeah, I just searched it and I thought I deleted it. Then another interesting part about that podcast was how Susie called a neighbor, Mommy Akin, to listen to Kondo and give her views about Kondo to convince Dagrin that the record is dope. And Mommy Akin heard the record and went off. So Mommy Akin turned here and arrow.
One time.
Wow.
You gotta do
now we now need to listen to Kondo. Come on, man.
Yeah, she boy Dagrin. Know what it look like.
You are now listening to
Know what
Loose
it's be,
Talk.
baby. Nah, I mean, me so funny entertainment. Size on the beat, baby. Let's go. I'm in me to love so that me travel a look or that give me come one lay. Show my work by me share it. Lori Betty, I be Lori Roggy, I be shake a tenning I'ma get tell me how to feel you. It feel like say I smoke you. None they make man they color among and let you go for sure. Not today. Take it to my house, there's something and not today. You made me go drink on come on something because say mommy me go sing a lay, daddy me go sing a lay, ekpom me go sing a lay, get me come one lay, walk back condo, wow, commando, mando.
my god, what a hit record. I remember when that
Honest.
jab came out, right? And everybody was expecting the rap verse. And this guy just started singing on the first verse. And the thing just enter. Even we will be hip hop purists that time, like, nah. This thing
It's a jam.
enter. Kondo was like I think the second single after Pom Pom Pom, right?
Yeah, he was about to shoot the video
Yeah,
before.
it was the
That
second
was,
single after Pom Pom Pom.
it was very,
It's what took the album off. Like,
yeah.
for people who don't know, right, the way we see Pom 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 now, it wasn't as big as it was until he died.
Yes.
It was just it was a street record, right?
Yeah.
Dagrin's Dead really blew that album out of the.
He took it out of proportion.
Yeah.
Truly took it out of proportion.
It was his second album, was his sophomore. Pom 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 was a street record. It was dope. Kondo dropped, and we're like, okay. So I all talk about the death and everything. I just want to give you context of where Dagrin was. After he dropped the first album, Still on the Matter, he didn't do very well. But he made him he put him on the street map, right? It's like that whole GZ05 Snowman era, right? That's how, so you could feel that this thing, there was something bubbling. And Dagrin has been around for a minute.
Oh, wow.
That's what people don't know. Dagrin was like rolling around the circles with the Mode 9 at some time, but he was a very young guy, right? And he had rolled with like different people. He was with them, Sati Ramoni, different people, right? He was doing his thing. And so when he dropped this album and Pom 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 dropped, it was like, okay, this is some street stuff.
This guy is
This is
serious.
really good.
Heavy.
Yeah.
It's heavy now.
Remember, it was English rap that was reigning at this time. So for him to drop that, it was only Ajasa that was doing the Yoruba rap and doing it very well. But for him to drop that, then when he dropped Kondo, everyone was like, man, this guy's hit mainstream. Because Pom 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 didn't hit mainstream.
He didn't hit mainstream.
Yeah, until he died, yeah.
It is Kondo that hit the radio hard.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's when he passed away that the whole thing just
The album
changed.
just became.
Yeah, but Ayo, please just talk about.
Sosi said he
his
had
death.
Pop 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 beats for 3 years before he met Dagrin.
That was
crazy.
Gino's song now. That was a Gino beats now.
Most of those beats on the
Look at the
CEO
beats on-
album are Gino's beats. There's a Facebook post where Gino
recorded.
tweets and says Dagrin and what's his name? Dark
So
Boy
sick.
keep taking my
Yeah,
beats.
my beats. Yeah. Gino had recorded on most of those tracks, but Gino has like 10 albums unreleased. So
I mean, if you guys want to hear the full story with interview with Sosik, it's still on YouTube. It's on the Pulse Nigeria YouTube channel. There's part 1 and part 2.
there's a
Sosik.
video. Yeah.
So just Google Sosik, Dagrin, Loose Talk. There's part 1 and part 2. It's a classic. To me, it's one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah.
It's 3 hours.
The
It's 3
episode
hours,
is so
16
good.
minutes.
Yeah.
It's called Classic Tunes, Ghetto Dreams featuring Sosik. It's a classic
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
But Ayo, please tell us about Dagrin's death.
Okay, so Dagrin died on April 22, 2010, stemming from injuries he sustained during a car accident 5 to 7 days before. I saw Dagrin a day before he died. He came to the Hip Hop World Office. That's where they announced the nominations and everything, and he got quite a number of nominations and everything. Next thing I heard, he had an accident, and I think it was even El Boogie. What's El Boogie's name that everybody knows?
Larry Nigbede, Obama.
Obama, yeah. Obama tweeted it that night. I was like, huh? What's happening? Then we got to hear the news early in the morning that, Dagrin had an accident. He didn't see a trailer that was parked opposite of a police station, and he rammed into it. He was unconscious. He was going in and out of, consciousness. He was at Luth, I believe. Yes. He was admitted in Luth, I believe. Yeah. And for a few days while he was still unconscious, a lot of celebrities were going to visit him and all that. And that is even his death or his accident led to the birth of the Net, the popular The Net newspapers. Because they covered the story. They were the only ones that had got a photo of Dagrin unconscious in the hospital.
Shout out to Victor Obot.
Shout out to Victor Obot, the only paparazzi we've ever had in Nigeria.
Yeah, he's the only paparazzi photographer.
Because if you need that shot, he's going to get it for you. And
I worked with him extensively.
Of course. I remember during that period, Tools came out and said, oh, she had visited him, but she was crying. And I never understood because they were trying to hide the fact that it was serious. It was touch and go. I thought it was just the normal, accident, bruises here, broken leg here, and all that. Then on the night of April 22, I already gotten home from a mad shift at work, People World Magazine. And Augusta Bernard, she was a TV presenter and later a producer for Hip TV. People know her as Baby. she called me back and said, "Look, Mr. Animasha wants us to come back to the office because of Dagrin." And I just asked her, "Is he dead?" She said she doesn't know. I came back. There was this camera back then. I've done photojournalists before. In case people are looking for photojournalists, I also have the credentials on my CV.
You've lost the skills. Don't worry.
No, the skills still did. And this is not bulky. This is not this iPhone or this era. These were bulky, heavy cameras back then. And me, Dayo Ephraim, and Dorisha. These are names that only OGs will know, Sha. And we went there. We went to.
No, you said Augusta Benana, baby. Like, I'm actually Googling her. Like, just look at her photos again. Wow.
I knew her as baby. I knew the name, but I never knew she was also baby. Like,
you know
I
don't like.
You don't know
what I don't like.
Do you understand?
Because I answered the phone once and there was a chick there, and I said, "Hi, baby." So to now start explaining that no, this is her middle name, that this is her name, entertainment name was another long story. So since then, I just got Augusta Bernard. So I went there with Dorisha and Dayo Ephraim, also VJs for Hip TV. And as we got to Luth, it was already clear that he was dead. He was dead. It was already clear. People were crying. His family members were crying and all that stuff.
To give you a bit of context, right? There were at least 300 people outside Luth just standing and.
No, before then, there was no area enter. So like a few family and friends and stuff were the ones that started crying. People have not yet heard the word yet, right? And funny enough, Nigeria will always plan bad for you. There was a doctor strike at that time. I remember clearly there was a doctor strike at that time. And we could see that, the pain. Sasha was there. When YQ came, YQ just lost it. Olumenten came. Sunday Array was in the building. And at one point, the doctor had to come out and address us there, the people who are already gathered. And they said Dagrin had lost his life. I remember there was a reporter from the net. His name was Dio. I don't know where he is right now in the world.
Shout out to Dio Ephraim.
Not Dio Ephraim. For the net. You know him.
Dio. Oh man, that guy's
black
stressing.
guy.
Shout out to Dio.
That was not crazy entertainment journalist. I don't know where he is right now.
Double space his words. And as his editor, I would look at it and I'm like, are you crazy? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Double space his words.
He got double space, I'm sure. So when we already got the OGs that he had died, we are now going to go. We're about to move to his estate in somewhere in Agege. He had just moved to a new 3-bedroom apartment in Agege. One lovely estate there. And as we were going, I kid you not, cars were. I don't know how this got viral. And this was Twitter was in Twitter back then. People were coming in droves in their cars. Some were walking, like 300 people, like Osagie said, and they were just blasting different songs. It could be Pompo, it could be Ghetto, and Ghetto Dreams was the popular one because that one was very emotional, and people rushed there. We got to his estate that night. They almost arrested us because they thought we were thieves. So we now have to explain to the people in the estate that no, we're from Hip TV. We just want to come and see Dagrin's apartment in case anybody was there, whatever. And we go back to the office. I was writing the reports and the whole story. And I remember Chiago's name was calling me because he was meant to do like a review on Dagrin's album and what it meant to especially Yoruba listeners of hip hop and then. So I broke down some lyrics and all that for him. And like I said, that gave birth to the net newspapers that I was part of the founding members of. Gladly. A lot of us in hip hop world were jettisoned all of a sudden. I was working for the net. And for the next, I don't think I slept in the last, so on the day he died, till like when he was buried. I don't think I had 48 hours of sleep consecutively. Just work all night, work all day, work all night. I remember going for his candle light service.
Procession.
Procession. Bizu even followed us. So Bizu just came to Hip Hop World magazine and we entered our magic bus and we went to his crib that was very close to the National Stadium. And we did the whole procession walk. We saw everybody. I remember I saw Tetula, I saw Adi Kabasa, I saw DJ Z's. And the procession had up to like maybe 1,000 people. I'm not kidding you not. And we got to OJ's in the National Stadium and there was like a mini concert. And you could see people crying. There was a guy that had like 4 candles on his head and the candle wax was burning his head, but he still held it. People were printing their own merch, Barako Green, CEO lives on and everything. It was a very touching moment at the end of the day. I didn't go for the burial. James Salas went for the burial because if I had gone for the burial, I would have fainted. So
I need people to understand how the death of Dagrin. We've not seen any celebrity death like that. We've not experienced anything like that since then.
Yeah, it's not.
We've not. This is like
scary.
Michael Jackson dying, or like what's her name? Princess Diana dying in the UK. This is what it was.
I've
not experienced anything
Bro, I think he was the first Nigerian rapper to trend on Twitter, or the first Nigerian to even trend on Twitter. And also he got a BBC article. And this is BBC. This is not BBC Nigeria. BBC.
This
This
was
is not BBC Africa.
pre-Afrobeat era.
There
The
was only
international
Afrobeat.
space was
We
not
don't even know the
covering
name.
us.
We do not even know the name of what we are doing. So
It was
BBC.co.uk.
P. Diddy tweeted.
Yeah, like
Rest
bro,
in peace, Dagrin.
Dagrin died.
He trended globally. That P. Diddy
Globally.
had to tweet, "Oh, rest in peace, Dagrin."
48 hours after his death, one of the producers he worked with,
Frenzy,
released a track where Dagrin was talking about his death. You know how B.I.G. and Tupac used to rap about.
bro.
That
I was
die.
working at radio then. It was the most spooky shit I've ever witnessed. As
I just got in home.
media
I wanted to
person.
sleep after 48-hour shifts, and they said this new track had come out. I heard it. I dropped my phone. I said, I can't believe
Should we
this.
play the record?
Play the record, just at least the first verse. I beg.
Yeah. Yo, Frenzy. What? Please turn my microphone on. I know you tired being in the studio. Do this for me. If I die, make you no cry for me. I just see me, a joke, I just me. If I die, they pretending like my friend, but they wanna see the end. You want, yeah, I go many shows, I get many doors, get many O's, but them day before, they be the thing say, yeah, say you know go rain, cause I know my hustle, and I know the pain, now I'm chillin' when they come, I see them away, they be like dead, I grandma tell it to more way, if no be God, will they try for me, if I die my guy, make you no cry for me, if I die, make you no cry for me, I just see me, a joke, I just me, if I die.
Yeah, came out
48 hours.
after
His
his
death.
death.
This song comes out, bro.
People were freaking out. Like, what is it? So that I added another spiritual dimension to his death again. And since his passing, Dagrin has always loomed large in hip hop and especially indigenous rap. He has always been seen as the, you know how the way B.I.G. is regarded, you know, New York
B.I.G.
rap.
and Tupac,
the way they are regarded as, oh, these are the guys. That's how Dagrin has always been. And till today, you can be walking on the road and you hear pop, 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 or you hear Kondo. Like the songs on that album never just go out. You think it has faded, then all of a sudden it comes out again, and it's just amazing. It was amazing. I was glad to see his mother and his sister last year. So they signed, Dagrin's estate has signed to Sonic Music Publishing officially.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was a bit of, and they honored him. There was a plaque given to him, and there was also monetary aspect also. And when his mini documentary came on, his mother started crying and his sister started crying.
It's not easy, bro.
It's not easy, and they could still see that the way people spoke about him, like today, 15 years after, the way people still speak about that
green,
bro, is revenge.
Green,
and not to cause any controversy, for a long time, that was the monkey on Olamide's back. Olamide could speak, but be like, yeah, he's not that green. Until he eventually now just killed, over delivered. That's the way to show you that if you're a Yoruba rapper, Dagrin is the ultimate bar you have to pass. No matter you want to speak, people still like, call it Dagrin now. No.
Dagrin touch people's hearts.
Bro, barber shops. That's why I know that Niger boys, that's why I saw Yoruba boys who were not represented in hip hop at that time, because the Neto and MI rap about Sweba, Abuja chilling and everything. But the boys in the Lungu, Dagrin came and started representing them, and that was like, bro, it was just phenomenal. You can't. A movie was made about him, even though it's not what we expect, but a movie was made about him shortly after his death.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
thanks so much, Iron Man. Shout out to Dagrin. Dagrin once came to, man, so many stories of Dagrin. Let's just give a shout out to him, and hope where he is resting in peace, resting in power. Yeah, man. We're gonna do fan mail. We've done over 3 hours already, so guys, sorry.
Farah gang rests.
Yeah, we do the fan mail. We do a fan mail episode next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4
Shout
episode
out
next
to
weekend.
the newly married man, Two-Face Idibia.
Two-Face
Wishing him the best.
Two-Face
Idibia.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? They got married. I know he got a position in Benue State.
They did a local ceremony.
So
Which
they
was
did
welcoming to the
That's
tribe.
reportedly.
Oh,
okay.
Stella Demoko also. So I know Stella doesn't miss, man. So
Stella that reported it.
I think she's the one that reported it, and that's OG.
Shout out to
Stella. Triple OG, man.
Okay, man. And congratulations to Two-Face Idibia then. Idibia. He's now right?
Yes, he's a compound name now. He's a compound something.
The knee is just going to be permanently there. This is ridiculous. This is so fucking ridiculous. That is a lawmaker in my state.
This year when she was dancing, when Two-Face was performing. Lawmaker get moves though. The law is lawing in
we are toast. We are freaking toast. freaking toast.
The game is gone.
The game is gone. You got to understand the terrain to play the game.
The game, my guy.
All right, man. Well, we're out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. We ranted a lot, guys. We just had to, I had to get a lot of shit off my chest too, man. I'm sorry if it was too much, but I had to understand the terrain to play the game.
Yeah.
To listen to the podcast, you need to understand the terrain to play the game. To play the game. All right, man. We are out. We're going to leave you with Dagrin and Omami. Thank God.
Dagrin, Maumi. It's time to share some accusation. Now, me, Dr. Fry's about to go insane once again. Now, me, Mr. Free Entertainment, baby. Yeah, one now. What it do? Let's go.
Every time I wake, I go past praise the Lord. Now they make me rest, now they wake me up. All the good things that you do for me, I'm happy, Lord. Waiting I go do, Baba, now to thank you, Lord. Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God.
We thank God.
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 Hey, I'm a bad fake. Now I'm a jet packy, but all the day you're pataki. Harry be life, me shit change. Money on top you 1,000 naira blades, no drove by change. Emi lemon tonti rope we call it shori re. Mobo ju Ọlọ́run, kini mori re. Emi lẹni táwọn aráyé tọ́tí kan so. Emi náà rè lẹ́ni tí mo fi owó control. Ẹyẹ yan ṣẹ́ni fọlọ́run tó bí, Ọlọ́run tó wó ṣùṣù, òun tó ṣe ti mi kẹ́ ló bí. Ṣé ìmọ̀ Ọlọ́run iná ló ṣe tí ọkọ ya? Ọlọ́run jọ ọ̀rẹ́ níwájọ má jẹ́ káwó fàyà. Tí bá fẹ́ wọnú yàrá yín tẹ́lẹ̀, ẹ máa ní pé dúró náà. Mo ń jàmàlà nísìn, mo tún gbé tú ó lé náà. Ọmọ Ọlọ́run ni mi ò ń trip fún èṣù. Tẹ̀sù bá ní package mẹ́, ó máa rí àánú Jésù.
Every time I wake, I go past praise the Lord. Now they make me rest, now they wake me up. All the good things that you do for me, I'm happy, Lord. Waiting I go do, Baba, now to thank you, Lord. Thank God.
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 Thank God. Mo ti jìyà rí, yes mo ti jalè rí. Díẹ̀ lókù ẹyin sọmọ rí mi bá ti pààyàn rí. Nígbà tí mo ń kiri, olè ọ̀sùn tó mi. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ mọ́ mi nísìnyí Ọlọ́run tí yóò mi. Mo ń kọrin yìí to let you know how I'm feeling. Mo ti ṣe bíríkì là mo bá wọn kó yẹpẹ̀ feeling. Máa ń dúpẹ́ lọ́jọ́ tí n bá rí gàrí mu. Àgàgàjọ́ tí n bá rí ẹja dídí gbá mu. Tó bá rí mi tẹ́lẹ̀ wá kó ṣe wá ní ṣọ́. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run nísìnyí lẹ́bùn mi ti díọ̀. Ẹni tó bá mọ kan tí mo sọ tó ti sọ́fà. Tó bá fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ lọ́wọ́ máa pariwo bí wúfà. Every time mo bọ́ lọ́hùn sọ̀rọ̀ kan sọ kankan. Bọ̀ ní ẹ̀fún mo mọ̀ kó ń plan kankan. Mo dúpẹ́ wípé mi ti jẹ́ ní jẹ́pẹ́. Ẹ bá mi jí tó lù lọ́pẹ́ kó wá bá mi ṣọpẹ́.
Every time I wake, I go past praise the Lord. Now they make me rest, now they wake me up. All the good things that you do for me, I'm happy, Lord. Waiting I go do, Baba, now to thank you, Lord. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God. Thank God.
Talk.